It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
And here we go. Welcome in to another edition of Rothman and Ice. I'm Matty Ice on the board doing his thing. Per usual is TLC, and to my right today, coming out of the bullpen to give us some good innings, is the one and only Dylan Tyre. DT, welcome in, my man. How are you today?
Oh, I'm excellent, Matty. It's great to be with you. TLC and I, we've got a little bit of history. He and I have done some weekend shows together, so I'm excited to fire it back up with him, and happy to be filling in for AR today. I can't wait to see what we get into.
Oh, man, we got a lot of good stuff to get into, Dylan, because as you know, football season has arrived. When you're a sicko like me, I don't wait for the games. I don't need the real games to start. For me, when training camp starts, media days start popping off, I'm all in. So I'm loving this time of year with what we have going on. And like you said, we got a lot of fun things to get into. Bottom of this hour, 12:30, Ian Fitzsimmons from ESPN. He will join us to talk all things college football. I know he sat down and talked with Coach Day out in Vegas for Media Day, so I'm sure he'll have some good stuff to talk to us about. Another man that was out there in Vegas, 10 TV's own Adam King, will join us at 1:30. So stick with us for that and all the other good stuff we have coming at you. Just a quick reminder, as always, if you miss anything from our show, don't worry. You can always catch up wherever you get your podcast. All you have to do is type in Rothman and Ice. Everything we do from noon to 3 will be waiting there for you. Subscribe to the podcast as well. Bet365 is the exclusive sports betting sponsor of the Rothman and Ice podcast. Now, Dylan, you and I have known each other for a couple years now, right? AR and I have been over to some Jackets events. We've hosted our shows out there the last couple of years. For the folks that don't know who Dylan Tyre is, let them know where you've been working and what you do.
Yeah, so my full-time day job is with the Columbus Blue Jackets. I'm a host over there, so you might see me on Blue Jackets social media. You might see me on the video board if you come to a game doing the pregame show. And, my trade is the radio. I do the pregame show, the postgame show, the intermissions over there, host podcast content for the Blue Jackets. I do a bunch of different stuff. Call games over at Ohio State for Big Ten, the streaming stuff over there. I'll do a Columbus Clippers game every now and again. I'm a Buckeye, went to Ohio State, graduated from OSU in 2019. Called games over there. I was the president of the student radio over there. Cole was with the student
he's my
radio.
boss, technically.
Oh.
Yeah, I guess so. I remember answering those emails from Cole, booking the studio time, all that sort of stuff. So yeah, he and I have kind of known each other peripherally for a while now. But yeah, that's awesome. That's a little bit about me. From LA originally.
Okay. From the left coast.
Yep, from LA, made my way to Columbus for college, stayed here to work for the Blue Jackets. And I think you'll learn a little bit about my sports fandom as the show goes on. It's a little bit crazy.
I'm looking forward to that. You crush it, man, over there doing your stuff with the Jackets and all the other things that you do, man.
Thank you.
I'm looking forward to chopping it up with you and having some fun over the next couple of hours. I'm so glad you mentioned, though, that you used to be, in some form or fashion, TLC's boss, because that is a man over there that does not deal well with any type of authority. I don't know if you've heard our conversations that we've had on the air, AR, myself, and TLC, when it comes to calling coaches coach, right? You run across Coach Day, you say, hey, Coach, how are you? I see Coach Cooper in here, the former Buckeye head coach, every once in a while. It's always, Coach, it is good to see you. TLC's stance is always, hey, if they don't have any authority over me, I am not going to call them coach. Now, when you were his boss, how did this work? Was this straight DT? Was it Dylan? What was it, Mr. Tyre at the time? Take me inside that dynamic.
Really, to bring him down, I just spelled his last name Tire.
Oh,
I like that. Something that people do a lot to me is call me Tyler. Like, that's one of my favorites. Is like, I will send somebody an email, a nice formal email. I've got my signature in there. It says Dylan Tyre, radio host, Columbus Blue Jackets, and then they'll respond and say, thanks, Tyler, and then go on with the rest of the email. That's disrespect. That's a slap in my face.
Okay, if you walk past Dean Evison in the hallways, is it hey, coach, or is it hey, Dean?
No, so I'm with you. I always call, unless like the coach wants to be called coach, or in baseball they like to be called Skip, whatever it is. I always I always go with the first name. So when it's Dean, I say, hey, Dean. Don Waddell, I say, hey, Don, what's up? That's not a big thing in hockey. Like, I very rarely will you hear somebody call him coach in hockey.
People are cool, man. They have very low egos for being involved in professional sports. It's just the culture of hockey, too, because it is a very, grinded out type of sport. Think about like defensemen got to go down in front of a puck. They got to go dive in front of it. It's coming 100 miles an hour at them. They got to go up to Canada when they're 15 years old and leave high school. Like it's just they don't have time to be worrying about like what name are you calling me.
They're chill.
They're not down with that BS.
That's for sure. I got you. Okay.
It is very funny that we're having this conversation right now because yesterday evening, I was on the tee box, ready to tee off with my buddies, and we were having this exact conversation. And they were kind of asking me, what do you call the different coaches and stuff? And I'm like, I always tend to go with the first name unless they want it to be something else. I feel like it's mostly a college thing. That's where we settled. Like in college, it's coach a lot. And then other professional sports, like if you guys carry Reds games, I'll be listening to the pregame show. They're calling Terry Francona Tito. That's his nickname. They're not necessarily calling him coach or skip or whatever. So I think it might be a college thing. I'm not quite sure.
Something there. You might be onto something. And honestly, when you brought up Terry Francona, if I met him, I probably would go with Tito.
Yeah, I love calling a skip, like just like the universal skip for a baseball manager is pretty sick because they call him Skipper, Hey, Skip, what's up, Skip?
Not mad at it at all. Since we're talking about it, when we brought up the Jackets a couple times, let's just talk about Dylan, where they are right now as a franchise, because you look back at last year, and I think just overall what we saw emerge when it comes to some of the young guys was very encouraging. And I think with where the team is right now, for me personally, that's what I want to see is the guys that you drafted and brought in over the last couple of years, specifically a guy like Fantilli, right? When you take him as high as you took him, you just hoped at this point in time that you would see what we saw last year. The year prior to the season we just watched had that flukish injury that took him out for a long period of time. But to me, DT, I feel like there's a nice amount of momentum coming out of this season with where we are. Now you've got some continuity within the roster, on the staff, and up in the front office to where you can look ahead to 2025 and even outside of Fantilli feel pretty good about where the franchise is headed.
No, I tend to agree with you. There is a little bit of a snowball feel going back to last season. I do, it comes with the caveat that development in any sport is not always linear, right? Like, I don't think every single young guy on the Blue Jackets is going to take just a tremendous next step next season. If they do, they're going to be in a great spot. But it kind of worked out this past year that whether it's a player like Kent Johnson or Adam Fantilli or Kirill Marchenko, Dmitry Voronkov, Jet Greaves even coming up at the end of the season, Denton Matejchuk stepping into the NHL for his first experience. Like, all of that was good. Everybody looked good. Nobody really faltered, right? I don't expect it to be exactly the same next season, but when it does come down to it, those are the horses for you going forward. Like, those are the guys that are going to get the Blue Jackets to where they want to be. Kent Johnson, drafted 5th overall. Adam Fantilli, selected 3rd overall. Denton Matejchuk, selected 12th overall. Kirill Marchenko looks like kind of a diamond in the rough 2nd-round pick. Dmitry Voronkov, same thing, later in the draft, in the 4th round. So all of these guys look like they are pieces for this team. And I'm with you. I like what the Blue Jackets did to kind of shore up the bottom 6. You obviously have Zach Werenski already here. You have some of the veteran defensemen that are already here, the Boone Jenners of the world, the Sean Monahans of the world. Those are nice pieces in the top 6. The Blue Jackets have really legitimized their bottom 6, and they have more experience. And they had some experience last year, but now they have, I think, better players with that experience. So, if you're banking on some of those younger guys continuing to improve, and, Fantilli is the one, you really want him to become the thing. I think they're in a pretty good spot. Got to get that goaltending. Jack Greaves showcased that he might have something special at the end of the season. So to say I'm excited for training camp is maybe an understatement.
I'm with you because you touched on the goaltending situation. It's going to be so interesting to see how Coach Evison goes about that, right? And figuring out who is going to be your guy. Dean. Yeah, Dean, who is going to be
Coach Evison?
Your guy, because Jet, as you mentioned, I mean, what he did at the back end of that season was so fun to see. And the confidence that he infused into that locker room and the fan base, right? That when you had that guy in net, you felt confident about the result of what you were going to get. And then Elvis on the other side of that, we know his peaks are really good, right? But some of the valleys and the inconsistencies of his game, I know have been frustrating for him and for the franchise, right? Because you see that he has it. it's just not piecing it together has been a bit of an issue. And so we're going to talk a lot about Ohio State and the quarterback battle over the next few weeks going into the back end of August. But for the Jackets, that's going to get a ton of attention, and rightfully so, because as you know, DT, it's just so important to the success of a hockey club is to have a guy in net that can, more times than not, stop pucks.
Something about that, too, continuity in front of the goaltender. Those guys get more comfortable as time goes on. Think about Sergei Bobrovsky right now in Florida. He's considered maybe the best goaltender in the NHL. The first 2 years of his contract with the Panthers did not look good. Well, you know what was new for him there? He wasn't playing behind the Blue Jackets in their system anymore. He was playing in a different place. So there's been a lot of turnover at the head coach position for the Blue Jackets in how they want to play. It's year 2 of Dean Evison. You want all of these guys to be a little bit more comfortable, confident within the system. That's going to hopefully lead to better defense in front of the goalies, and in turn, hopefully lead to better goaltending.
100%, no doubt about it. Coming up, you'll hear from Ryan Day on his 2 new coordinators and what he expects from both in 2025. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Boating season is finally here, and Buckeye Lake Marina is your go-to destination for all your on-the-water needs. With the largest inventory in Central Ohio, you can choose from top brands like Bennington, South Bay, Crown Line, and more. Buckeye Lake Marina has it all. Pontoon boats, luxury tri-toon boats, even merch. Open 7 days a week to serve you better. Find your next dream boat at Buckeye Lake Marina. Visit BuckeyeLakeMarina.com today for all your on-the-water needs. The good life, the lake life, starts at Buckeye Lake Marina.
Did you know even the smallest increase in mortgage rates can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your loan? Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. It's true, even a 0.25% change in rate can cost you thousands of dollars over the life of your mortgage. But with Third Federal's new Early Rate Lock, you don't have to take chances. Early Rate Lock is the only pre-approval that locks in your rate at pre-approval, even before you find a house. Plus, we're so confident that our rates are the lowest, if you find a lower rate, we'll beat it or give you $1,000. And for a limited time, get pre-approved with Third Federal and we'll pay all of your closing costs. So don't wait. Call Third Federal today.
Right now at Third Federal, even before you find a home, lock in 6.44% APR 6.47% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-3RD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. Zero closing costs on low-cost loans only. See conditions for lowest rate guarantee at thirdfederal.com. Equal housing lender.
1-877 Cars for Kids. KARS Cars for Kids. 1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Call 1-877-CARS for Kids to reach a friendly live agent. Donation's super easy, and your car can be picked up as soon as tomorrow. Call us now.
1-877 Cars for Kids. Donate your car today.
Did you know you can donate real estate too?
Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
My toilet's clogged, backed up too. The sink is running slow. Water's backed up everywhere. Oh, please don't overflow.
Clogged drain, no problem. It's 93 or free. I'll clear any drain or you don't pay with a 1-year guarantee.
It's 93 or free. Guaranteed.
Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
You found the one, now find the ring. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar. On July 25th and 26th, Wedding Weekend is back with event-exclusive pricing for 2 days only. Celebrate with buy one, get one half off wedding bands, 20% off diamond anniversary bands, and 10% off handcrafted custom bridal. It's the perfect time to upgrade, personalize, or say yes for the first time. Join us July 25th and 26th on Selma Road or at Easton Town Center.
In the old days when people lived to be 40, you only had one option for listening to your favorite show. But now, ooh, baby, radio, podcast, the Fan app, and YouTube, ooh, just to name a few, live or on demand. You have no excuses. The Fan.
Friday, July 25th is Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair. Visit the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services, the Department of Insurance, and other state agency booths. Come learn about mental health resources available to you and to your family. Join us on Friday, July 25th for Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair.
Summer is in full swing. If you think you're hot, well, so are your trees. You can help your trees by watering them, especially if they're newly planted. During the hot, dry summer months, your trees could use a water boost. Watering new trees a few times a week will help them survive while they're developing their root system, so don't forget about them. To find out more about watering trees or to find a certified arborist near you, go to treesforohio.org. That's trees, the number 4, ohio.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A heat alert is in place for today. Our temperature's in the low 90s, but with that humidity, the feels like will be into the triple digits, so make sure you're taking breaks in the shade and drinking plenty of fluid. For tonight, mostly clear skies with chances of showers and thunderstorms popping up as we go overnight into Friday morning. It'll be warm tonight with lows down into the upper 70s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 Weather Impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Maddie ranked the most dynamic duo of all time, Caesar Salad and Moscow Mule. This is Rothman and Ice.
Don't knock it till you try it. Don't knock it till you try it. Welcome back in to Rothman and Ice. I'm Matty Ice. Dylan Tyre in the house today for our guy AR. DT, it's some kind of weird juju going on in the atmosphere when it comes to celebrities that have passed away this week, because we had Malcolm Jamal Warner from The Cosby Show. I knew him as a kid. Then I believe Ozzy Osbourne was either yesterday or the day before. And then we found out right before we came on the air today that Hulk Hogan passed away at age 71. So it's kind of weird that, we've had those three in the same week. Look, I'm a big wrestling fan. Grew up watching wrestling with my grandpa and the NWO, and Hulk Hogan has one of the best heel turns in the history of sports entertainment. And so for that, I'm thankful for him providing that moment. Outside of that, Hulk Hogan, has been a lot of, let's just say, odd/negative things swirling around that man's name for a very long time. So I'll try to remember that. I'm going to stay away from that TLC. I'm going to stick to wrestling only and just thank him for that moment. But yeah, Hulk Hogan passed away this morning.
Certainly one of the most notable and famous entertainers of all time.
No doubt.
Like, everybody knows who Hulk Hogan is, right? Yep. So certainly tough news before starting the show. They say bad things come in threes, and you said it. There's a tough trio right there.
No doubt about it. No question. Let's get into a trio over there at Ohio State, that being Ryan Day, his new defensive coordinator, Matt Patricia, and his new offensive coordinator, and Brian Hartline. Let's start on the defensive side of the ball, Dylan, because to me, that's where a lot of the changes are happening. I think offensively, there's a lot of continuity there still among the coaches, with Coach Day and Hartline, with how long they've worked together. But Coach Day spoke at Media Day out in Vegas, and here he is on Matt Patricia and him stepping in as the DC.
I'm very excited about our defense and what we're doing. We wanted to keep continuity there, and that's was one of the reasons it took us a long time and very thorough process in hiring Matt. When you look at Tim and Larry and James and Matt Guerrieri, these guys had a huge part of what we did last year on defense. And so we want to keep that continuity. We want to run the Ohio State defense. And Matt was willing to embrace that. Now, Matt has his own background and things that he likes, and I think one of the things he does a great job of is putting guys in situations to be successful. When you look what he did at the Patriots and his background, so he'll have his little different changes, but we want to keep really the structure of what we've done in the past and keep that going. So I'm fired up. I think Matt's done a great job of building relationships already with the current players. When you ask them about that, and you ask the recruits about Matt, they just have glowing responses about who he is, the way he connects, his personality, and so I'm fired up. And there's guys that we have to replace, but when you look at some of the guys that are coming off the edge, when you look at our back end, when you look at our linebackers, you see a lot of potential there.
DT, you brought up something in our previous segment when we were talking a little CBJ, and you touched on Goalie Bob down there in Florida and how that took some time for him to really dig in and become the Goalie Bob that we saw winning the Vezina and all those things. And, I think I can comp that to potentially what we'll see from Ohio State's defense, I think, early on in the season, is when you have not only a coordinating change, but also a lot of new pieces that are going to be asked to step up and really consume a lot of work that maybe they didn't have to last year. outside of Sonny Styles and outside of Caleb Downs. And I do think the back end of that defense has a nice amount of experience, but where the games are won, as you know, are down in the trenches. And so how that comes together quickly is going to be so important, because I think what we saw from the defense last year was nothing but dominance and just key plays and key moments. I mean, the Jack Sawyer play against Texas. I mean, think about how timely that was, right? Where Texas is knocking on the door and shaking the room just a little bit. And, Jack scoops that ball up and runs down the sideline, and away we go. And so when Jim Knowles was first hired, to me, it took a little time, right? Remember, we were having a lot of conversations about the big plays that they were giving up and how that came back to haunt them in that Michigan game. And so I think there's a lot of pressure on Matt Patricia to get this thing going fairly quickly. Look, you get a big-time matchup right out of the gate against Texas, against a very talented unit led by Arch Manning. But as we know, they recruit at a very high level, and you can hear from Coach Day how excited he is for what Coach Patricia is going to bring.
There is something to be said about continuity, right? And obviously, change in college football is just the nature of the beast. These coordinators get poached to go be head coaches other places, or in, Jim Knowles' case, he gets a bunch of money to go be the defensive coordinator at Penn State. Matt Patricia, what I found interesting from Ryan Day there was that it's still going to be the Ohio State defense, right? But we're going to see some wrinkles from Matt Patricia. So I'm very excited to see what that looks like. I'm also excited to see what some of the usage looks like for these different guys. Like you said, on the back end, they're proven entities there. Sonny Styles in the middle of that defense, a proven entity. New guys on the edge, new guys rushing the passer. Those trenches are going to look different. Devin Sanchez, I know, is a player that people are very excited about. Maybe Ohio State utilizes him in some intriguing ways this season. That's, for me, the most exciting thing going into the year. What really, I don't want to necessarily say scares me is just, you have Texas right off the bat, and you've got a new offensive coordinator in Brian Hartline, a new defensive coordinator in Matt Patricia. How will these guys in these different players with less experience handle adversity in this game, or adversity at all early in the season, right? Typically, you start off relatively easy, you find that rhythm, and then when the Big Ten conference schedule starts, you're like, okay, we've got an identity, we know who we are. Well, Ohio State might get punched in the face early on against Texas. Who knows? Maybe they're doing the punching, but that's something for me that's when you really find out who you are and who your guys are, that adversity. And there's just that relationship between coach and player. Like, the player has the belief in the coach has the belief in the player. And I do have a little bit more faith in the offense right now because Ryan Day will be involved. Brian Hartline has been here, whereas Matt Patricia, it's like, oh, we're going to figure it out quick.
Yeah. You talked about how you never really know who a team is until you get punched in the chin a couple times. And last year we found out a lot about that team when you exit that stadium and you lose to Michigan again. Where the heck was that team going to go? And I think it was exactly what you talked about, where everybody was holding each other accountable. You had a veteran team that said, look, this sucks where we are right now, but we still have an opportunity to get right. And they did that. And you heard and read some things from Jack Sawyer's piece, I believe, with the Athletic, or the Players Tribune, where he talked about Coach Day owning up to his side of things too. And so that was always in play for me, because when you have that much experience from the neck up, I think it's easier to clear your mind and move on. Where you're a young team, to your point, you come out of that game on August 30th against Texas and it's ugly. How does the team react? We're going to see. And so that's why I love when you can start new chapters like this for programs like Ohio State, because to me, for some certain universities and football squads, man, new is not a good thing.
Yeah.
At Ohio State, new can be a very good thing because of how well you recruit on your staff and on your player, on your roster as well.
Well, that's something that Brandon Beam and I were actually talking about the other night. And it kind of came up when we were talking about Clemson and Dabo and the way that they've had some down years here. I know that might be a quarterback centric, but think about Ohio State. There has been lots of turnover going back to, when Urban takes over, there was a lot of different flux with the coordinators and things like that. Obviously, Ryan Day takes over, more of the same. Ohio State's never really had a down year despite that turnover. So that's another reason that I have faith in the Buckeyes, right? Like, they've done this before. They know how to churn and burn, and they know how to bounce back. I think it just comes down to trust, right? Like I talked about that relationship. I think another way to put it is just trust. And it's a big training camp for Ohio State. Iron sharpens iron. You want to build that trust early when you've got Texas off the bat.
You're so right. And let's hear from Coach Day in bottom of the hour. We'll talk to Ian Fitzsimmons from ESPN on all things college football. But here's Coach Day on keeping maybe the offense relatively the same going from Chip Kelly to Brian Hartline.
We've tried to keep the offense the same over these 9 years. We've all worked together for a while. Brian and I have worked together since the jump on this. And Chip brought in his own ideas, but we tried to keep the offense. And that was one of the things that he and I sat down and talked about on the front end, that this is going to be the Ohio State offense. There's certain things that you like to do that we're going to embrace. He made a few changes in the numbering system and some things like that, how he identified things that we've carried that over into this year. But that I knew that, Chip may not be here for very long, and that was part of the understanding when he came in. But that when he left, he can't just all of a sudden, have a whole new offense. And so that's important. And I watched, from afar, Coach Saban do that, when he was at Alabama, just, have different coordinators move around. And so whether it's the offense or the defense, we want to have continuity year after year, even though a coordinator may leave, to create a stability long term.
At the end of the day, this is Coach Day's vision. He is a quarterback in his own right? He is an offensive guy at his core. And I really believe when you had Coach Kelly come in with Coach Day in their history, that was going to pay off in a good way, and it did. And I think when you have Coach Day with his history with Brian as well, that can be something that will work out, I think, in the favor of the offense. I'm with you that I have a little bit more confidence right now in the offense and more of a wait-and-see mode on the defensive side of the ball. But when you look on the outside and you're a quarterback or you're a play caller and you see that Jeremiah Smith guy out there on the outside, that's going to calm the nerves for anybody that's spinning the rock this year.
And that's where my faith lies, too. When it comes down to it, the coordinators are the coordinators, the position coaches are the position coaches. But Ryan Day is the head coach of the football team. He is the CEO. It's been this way for years now, and the team is going to take on his identity. And his identity, I think, is proven to be very, very resilient, a guy that does have that trustful relationship with his players, vice versa. And so that's what I fall back on, that Ryan Day, he knows what he's doing.
No doubt about it. Coming up here in 2 minutes, we will continue our conversation about Ohio State football and some national takes as well with Ian Fitzsimmons for ESPN. We're Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Texting enrolls you into reoccurring automated text messages. Consent not required to purchase. Message and data rates may apply.
Hey, Dan, haven't seen you around the gym for a while.
Yeah, I've really fallen off. Since I turned 40, I just don't get the results I used to get.
Could it be lower testosterone?
Lower T.
Happens to most guys after 40. I was in the same boat until I started using Nugenix Total T2.
Total T2, the new one I've seen on TV.
Yep, it's the next generation testosterone booster for both free and total testosterone. It's packed with even more man-boosting power, sending nitric oxide levels skyrocketing in just 3 hours.
It actually works?
I feel like I'm in my 20s again. I've got more energy, better results in the gym, and things are even better in the bedroom. Send them a text and get a complimentary bottle.
Text now for your complimentary bottle of Nugenix Total T2, the #1 testosterone brand at GNC. Plus, text now and we'll include a bottle of Nugenix Thermo X, our most powerful fat incinerator ever, absolutely free. Text Sizzle to 369-369. That's SIZZLE to 369-369. Sizzle to 369-369.
These statements have not been evaluated by the FDA. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters, while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
Your bathroom's got to go, the vanity's decayed, and toilet's really old. The bathtub's giving way. Give Baths R Us a ring. Call morning, noon, or night. You do not have to wait to get your bathroom right.
Call Baths R Us for your free estimate and enter to win our Christmas in July $12,500 bathroom remodel with an additional savings of up to $3,000 plus low to no monthly payments. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Maddie's favorite show is Big Brother. Don't read into it. He's only watching strangers through hidden cameras. You're listening to Rothman and Creepy Stalker Guy.
That's me. That is me. Welcome back in. We're Rothman and Ice. Dylan Tyre in the house today for our guy AR. And look who it is on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Oh, our guy is back. He and Fitzsimmons in the house. Fitzy, it's been too long, brother. How are you?
I'm doing well, man. Doing well. Coming to you live from Lost Wages out here in Nevada. Don't call it Nevada, right? I get angry. It's Nevada for Big Ten Media Days. So, it's talking season, man. We're coming to an end here, and it's going to be here before we know it, man. We're swapping paint for real. So, good to be with you guys again.
Yeah, man. Good to hear from you. Thanks so much for your time. Last year going into the season, as you know, Ian, there was a lot of good vibes just about the potential of the Ohio State squad and where they could go with just the dudes they had on both sides of the ball. You turn the page to this year, and we know they have talent, but there's some uncertainty there because we just don't know about a lot of the guys that we're going to see specifically at the quarterback position. You talked to Coach Day over the last couple of days. You've been around the guys. What's the vibe and energy you're feeling from the leader of the program right now?
Man, let's start with Caleb Downs. And in my opinion, he's the best defensive player in college football. When I sat down with him 2 days ago, when I say jaw locked, my gosh, man, this dude was wearing enamel off his teeth because everyone's talking about, the defending champs and how many guys are gone and not coming back. And he said, it didn't even take a week after the national championship, and the negative vibe that he was hearing about what's coming back at Ohio State drove him to work even harder. So that's where it starts, guys, in my opinion. It is guys like Caleb Downs going, you know what? We didn't even enjoy it for a week. It was all right, let's get back to work because this team hasn't done a damn thing yet. And Ryan Day, basically reiterated that very thing after I sat down with Downs. Day was with me later in the day, and I kind of brought that up to him and off air. Man, he's like, I love hearing it because this team hasn't done anything. This team did not win a national championship. Every team is truly different. And once you get to the mountaintop, this is something Nick Saban told me years ago, the true measure of a program is once you get to the top, sustaining excellence. And that is one of the hardest things to do, not just in sports, but in any walk of life. Once you get to be the best, what are you doing to, stay there? And that's something that Caleb Downs, guys, was locked in on. So if you're looking for any motivation or, if anyone is expecting some kind of a letdown from Ohio State, nah, that ain't happening because Caleb Downs won't allow it.
Ian, you talk about that laser focus for Caleb Downs. About a week ago, you tweeted out your favorite personalities you gleaned from SEC Media Days. Who'd you like? Who'd you learn a lot about at Big Ten Media Days?
Well, we got one more to go, but let's just start and finish with Jeremiah Smith. I'm not kidding. This dude is bigger than last year. You can crack a freaking beer bottle open off his triceps. I don't know if they spawned him in a lab underneath Ohio Stadium, but he is remarkably focused and I'm telling you, folks, he is bigger and more cut than last year. I didn't know if that was possible. And he had probably the best quote by far, bar none, of the first 2 days of Big Ten Media Day, and that was when I asked him just what drives you, what's your part about playing ball, and he said to him, anybody they put from me. I went, oh my God. And I said, all right, let's just get into it then. You guys will love this. I said, single high, corners playing with inside leverage. He goes, go route, done. And there's nothing better than taking the will to win from an opponent's eye. If you're going to go single high, inside leverage on me, it's over. That's a touchdown. And the will to win is taken from my opponent. That dude is sick. And he's just different, guy. Yeah. So when you talk about just freaks and great personalities and stories, it starts and ends with Smitty.
No doubt. He's an absolute dude. That's for sure. We're talking to Ian Fitzsimmons.
Think about that, by the way. You played, man. Think about it. Talking about, and it wasn't a smile or it wasn't a little smirk that came across his face when I talked to him. It was taking the will to win from an opponent's eye.
Yeah.
And he's like staring at a laser beam through my soul. That dude's different.
As you know, Ian, they've had a couple of wide receivers over the last couple of years that have been wired that way. I mean, Marvin Harrison Jr., Jeremiah Smith. We know the history of the position
Ibuka,
at Ohio State, but they've had some no doubt killers at wide receiver. Jeremiah Smith is next in line, as we all know. Ian Fitzsimmons from ESPN joining us here on The Fan. Let's zoom out from Ohio State for a moment and just looking at the landscape of the sport right now. A program, player, coach for you that you've looked at what they've done this offseason. You're like, that's interesting what they got cooking up right now. Who is that program, coach, or player for you?
The easy one would be Penn State, but James Franklin's got to prove it to me. He's got to show that he can beat Ohio State. He can beat the Michigans. He can win that big game. And I know they went to the CFP semi last year, but still did not get it done. And they're loaded. But I'm going to go to a dark horse. When in the SEC, everyone's talking about Oklahoma. I also point to Florida as one that is kind of falling under the radar. For me in the Big Ten, it's Nebraska. I think Dylan Raiola, quarterback, is going to have a monster year. And you look at the history with Matt Rule. Year 3 at Temple. Year 3 at Baylor. Now it's year 3 at Nebraska. Watch out, because I think Nebraska is a 9 to 10 win type team.
What is it about Dylan Raiola? I know Buckeyes fans know him very well, but what is it for you?
Man, it starts with his pops. I mean, in full disclaimer, my brother coached for the Detroit Lions for 6 years, and my brother's now with the Seattle Seahawks. And he coached Dom Raiola, one of the best centers to ever play the game. And one of the best Detroit Lions in the history of Lions football. Hell, man, he's a Nebraska Hall of Famer. So, Dylan has grown up around the game since he was a zygote, man. he's just different, dude. And when it comes to understanding the game and watching film, when you can go to a guy he calls Uncle Matt, and that's Matthew Stafford, and sit down in the offseason and watch tape, and watch how he trains and reads the defense and finds out, just because an edge has his left hand forward, not his right hand forward, it's a blitz coming from the strong side. To be able to study film like that with a dude that's going to be in Canton, it's invaluable. And he has a drive and a love for the game that only comes with the greats. And it starts with his pops and starts with his Uncle Matthew Stafford. And I'm telling you, Dylan Raiola is going to be an absolute beast this year. He's going to be a monster.
Ian, one program that I haven't heard much about at all this offseason is Georgia. To me, it's just been a very quiet offseason for them.
Yes. Yep. And I talked to Kirby Smart about that very thing. And when I say, Jeremiah Smith and have a smirk come across his face, Kirby did. Coach Smart was like, don't talk about us. We're good. Right? I mean, like just let us fly under the radar. Watch out. Yeah, because this is one of those years where, a lot of people are talking about Kalen DeBoer, Alabama in year 2, which, by the way, that's another one. You're talking about Matt Rule in year 3. Watch out for DeBoer in Alabama year 2, going back all the way to his days at Sioux Falls when he was the head coach. They're going to be good. But, a lot of people are talking about Alabama. A lot of people are talking about Garrett Nussmeier and, the LSU Bengal Tigers. Nobody. And also, look at Texas. But, man, and I can't wait for week 1. I hope I'm there. I really do. I mean, my God. Get, please, to the suits in Bristol, assign our crew. Not Clemson, LSU, not Florida State, Alabama. Send us to Columbus for Texas and Ohio State. Dear Lord, that's going to be awesome. I mean, it's just going to be amazing. But when we going back to Georgia, man, no one's talking about them, and they are going to be naughty, like Vivid Video naughty in the 90s.
All right, nobody's talking about Georgia. I've heard a lot of noise around LSU.
Anybody who got that reference, by the way, is 40 and older. There you go. Craig Schmidt, that one's for you. There you go.
You brought up Garrett Nussmeier. LSU did a lot of work in the transfer portal too. Do you think they are for real this season? What do you got going on down there in Baton Rouge?
Well, I know they got to replace, Will Campbell, 4th overall pick at left tackle, and Emory Jones, a 3rd round pick at right tackle. I get all that, but you go back and look at what. It wasn't the offensive line that was an issue. It wasn't the offense that was an issue. It wasn't Nussmeier that was an issue. It was the defense for the last 2 years has been an issue in Baton Rouge. They went and got Patrick Payton from Florida State. When did he have his best year? When he was playing opposite Jared Verse. Does he have somebody opposite him at LSU? Oh, yeah. They address, the defensive tackle. The secondary is damn good. Whit Weeks, man, this Caucasian killer, 440 at a linebacker for LSU is a monster. And I know he's coming off an ACL, but when I was with him in SEC Media Days last week, he looks great, and he can actually pull off the porn stash better than anybody. So when it comes to, just overall talent up and down, I mean, they've got not one but two running backs, including arguably the best, freshman running back in those available in high school. They're good guys. They're really good. And they're deep at wide out. So when I say LSU is a problem, LSU is going to be a problem. Even if they lose week 1 to Clemson, they're going to be, in my opinion, a playoff team. And once you get in the dance, as Bill Parcells famously said, you got a shot.
I know you want to do Ohio State and Texas, and I get that, but I thought you'd be more in on Florida State and Alabama just so you could ask Castellanos, what the hell are you doing all this talking?
How dumb was that, man? You've given these dudes 3 months to put a bullseye on your back. And for people who don't know, Tommy C., man, the Boston College transfer quarterback to Florida State says, Nick Saban's not here to save Alabama. That got their attention, boys. I mean, when I say top to bottom, it is game on. And in Alabama, like I'm out here in Vegas, man, if I could, I would, if I was allowed to. I'd lay the 13 right now at the old sports book here at the Mandalay Bay in a heartbeat.
No doubt. We thank you so much for giving us some of your time, man. I know you've been grinding out there in Vegas, and we can't wait to chop it up with you throughout the sea. And Ian Fitzsimmons, as always, we love you. Thank you, man.
It's our pleasure. And by the way, I'm staring at the pool here at the Mandalay. There ain't no such thing as dry heat, folks. Just letting you know. 120 is 120. I don't give a damn. I mean, that's just how it is, right? I mean, trust me. I live in Dallas, Texas. Grew up in Louisiana. 120 is $120. Don't matter. It doesn't matter. Forget that dry heat crap. That doesn't. Yeah. I don't. Give me humid. Give me. It doesn't matter. 120 is 120. There you go.
No doubt. Stay dry out there. Stay cool out there and hydrate, my brother. We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
White top, by the way, at the pool right now. Tight. Wait, what? Are you still on air?
See ya. Ian Fitzsimmons, that's our guy from ESPN talking all things college football. He was on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. Coming up, a former Buckeye with a lot of pressure on him this year in the NFL is already dealing with a setback. We'll tell you who and what's going on next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
A lot has changed in 30 years, but we're still that old shoe that feels worn in and well-loved. And, well, we smell a little, but you've accepted that. The Fan.
The Dublin Irish Festival, August 1st through 3rd in Dublin, Ohio. Voted 2025 USA Today Best Cultural Festival in the nation. This year promises 3 incredible days of Irish music, dance, food, and fun. Get your tickets at DublinIrishFestival.org.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there. You have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See, we didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
Hey, it's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place.
One of my favorite things, Wilson, is the look on people's faces when they see the end price for Pella windows.
Yeah, I'm always hearing, does it look like I'm wearing my money breeches?
More like, I can't believe we get the Pella look and quality at these prices.
Oh, you went the other way with that. You're hearing good things. Oh, this is awkward.
Get the window that homeowners rated the leading window brand in Columbus at PellaColumbus.com.
Hi, I'm Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers.
And I'm his very overpaid celebrity endorser, Common Man. Bob, I heard somewhere, actually from you many, many times, that Worthington Jewelers is where Columbus gets engaged.
It's too bad you and Timmy can't engage the audience.
Good zing, Bob.
If you're thinking of popping the question, there's only one place to go.
Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington. WorthingtonJewelers.com. Tell them Common Man sent you.
Matty Ice here from McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion. Do you need a vehicle with more room for the family vacation this summer? Then the Chevy Traverse is for you. This month at McDaniel GM Superstore, you can get up to $3,500 off MSRP on a 2025 Traverse for qualified buyers. McDaniel has been making a difference since 1916. They're just a short drive north off Route 23 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. McDaniel GM Superstore, where great deals meet a century of trust. Chevrolet, together, let's drive.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio.
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Nationwide Picnic with the Pops presents the Pride of the Buckeyes, the Ohio State University Marching Band. Don your scarlet and gray and join the Columbus Symphony Orchestra for a night of fight songs, battle cries, fireworks, and more. July 25th and 26th at the Columbus Commons. Visit picnicwiththepops.com.
Do you feel that? The season is getting closer. Buckeye football comes your way in 37 days. Every game, every season. Proud to be your flagship home for Ohio State football. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Introducing the new Dell AI PC, powered by the Intel Core Ultra processor. It helps do your busy work for you, so you can fast forward through editing images, designing presentations, generating code, debugging code, summarizing meeting notes, finding files, managing your schedule, responding to Jim's long emails, leaving all the time in the world for the things you actually want to do. No offense, Jim. Get a new Dell AI PC starting at $749.99 at Dell.com/AI-PC. How those ahead stay ahead.
As a fan, you know all the important sports cliches. And when you save money by bundling your home and auto with Progressive, you can get out there and give it 110%, even though that's mathematically impossible. And remember, failure is not an option. Well, it's always an option, just not a good one. But you're not worried because you've got ice in your veins. You're on fire. How can both of those things be true at the same time? Well, that's between you and your doctor. So get out there and leave it all on the field. Leave what? Who cares? Just leave it and save with a bundle from Progressive. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company affiliates and other insurers. Not available in all states or situations.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Airflow Heating and Cooling and Bryant, doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Now you can watch Rothman and Ice.
Go to YouTube and search 97.1 The Fan.
Rothman is wearing the pancake makeup, so you might as well watch. Back to Rothman and Ice.
Welcome back in. Matty Ice, TLC, Dylan Tyre in the house today. For ARDT, we appreciate your time. You know, one of the best things about this time of year is that football is back. But what comes along with that is the injuries. And that's the worst part of any sport. But football, we know how physical that is. It's just what these guys sign up for more times than not. It's unavoidable. And so we found out this morning that the former Buckeye, Justin Fields, was carted off from the practice field. And so when you hear that, obviously that's really tough news, but sometimes you got to dig a little deeper as to really what's going on. For me, you really know it's bad news when you hear about, what is it, the air cast?
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
It's that combination of the cart and the air cast, then you know, sound all the bad alarms that are out there. So we found that out, and then when Aaron Glenn, the new head coach for the Jets, spoke to the media after practice, we found out that Justin Fields is now dealing with a toe injury. They don't know the severity of the injury. They don't know how long he is going to be out. But that is the latest, DT, coming out of Gotham City, is that the former Buckeye Justin Fields is now dealing with a setback, and it is a toe injury.
When it comes to the initial reporting, I just want to tell everybody, let's do a little bit of critical thinking when it comes to the initial reports, right? I did my digging on this. I heard Justin Fields has been carted off. Then I learned that, Justin Fields walked under his own power to the sideline, sat in the front seat of the cart, and then walked off to the training room or wherever he was treated. The big giveaway for me right there, he sat in the front seat of the cart.
Okay,
that feels a little bit better, right? And then you learn, it was early on in their 11-on-11 practice. There was some pressure in the pocket. Sounds like maybe he got stepped on. So some critical thinking right there. Do not panic. I understand that the Jets made a big investment in Justin Fields, 2 years, $40 million. For him, this is probably his last shot to be a starting quarterback in the NFL. I'm a Justin Fields guy. I love the skill set. I like Justin from his time at Ohio State. And spoiler alert, I'm a Chicago Bears fan. I really wanted it to work out with he and the Bears. It did not. But this situation, this scenario for Justin Fields, I like the marriage. Year one of Aaron Glenn, year one of Justin Fields. It's always good when the head coach and the quarterback link up like that. There's motivation from the head coach to make it work with that quarterback, right? They're always going to be linked. With this said, I know it sounds not as bad as it could be for Justin Fields based off of the initial reporting. Getting nicked up this early in training camp is never good, especially when it's in that lower body region on the foot for a mobile quarterback like Justin Fields. Not just the running, but when you're stepping to make a throw, it affects that too, and that can lead to some other stuff. I watched that quarterback show with Kirk Cousins. You know, he was talking about the Achilles. That led to maybe some shoulder problems, elbow problems. Never good, right? Never good. So I'm hoping for the best for Justin Fields because I want to see what this experiment looks like this season.
We got a few games last year when he was in Pittsburgh. I believe when they handed the keys to Russell Wilson, Justin Fields helped lead Pittsburgh to a 4-2 record. So had a winning record there. There did feel like to me in some of those games the offense had a little bit of meat left on the bone. Now, that could have happened down the road. We just didn't get to see that develop throughout an entire season. I thought you brought up a really good point. I don't know if you've heard whether or not it is the left toe, the right toe, because when you are talking about planning, that's a big deal for a right-handed quarterback to drop on that back leg and push and get some good oomph on those throws. So we shall wait and see. I love the fit here. Maybe love's a little too strong. I like the fit of quarterback and head coach and what you were talking about because Aaron Glenn was a defensive coordinator for the Detroit Lions the last few years. And I think he identified a quarterback in Justin Fields that he knows can stress out defenses week in and week out with that skill set. So for him, I have to imagine that if we asked him, when you look around the league right now as a defensive coordinator, when it comes to preparing week in and week out, some of the tougher quarterbacks that I think you have to prepare for are the guys like a Justin Fields just because of their dual threat ability. And so hopefully that will not be an issue when we talk about the regular season because there's a lot of popcorn that's going to be popped week one when we're talking about their matchup against the Pittsburgh Steelers, both from the Jets side and the Steelers side. So I just want to see him have a full year of control of an offense and a very small sample size again. With Pittsburgh last year, he had the highest completion percentage of his career, 65%. And in the 10 games he played, he racked up 5 rushing touchdowns. And so it's an inconsistency thing with him. It's not a lack of talent thing with Justin Fields. So their backup quarterback right now, DT, is Tyrod Taylor. He can probably hold down the fort for hopefully a little bit of time. But if this is an injury to where they dig into what's really going on with his toe and he's going to be out and maybe miss some regular season games, then I'm wondering, do they think in their building, do we call Atlanta? Do we call Atlanta and bring in the vet in Kirk Cousins? It'll cost you a pretty penny. You got Carson Wentz out there as well. And so they have some options out there outside of their building right now, but Tyrod Taylor is there right now. And if they need him, and obviously they do in training camp to step up and keep the offense flowing, Tyrod Taylor should be able to do that.
Well, if we're going to go down that road, I definitely thought of Kirk Cousins earlier today. There's possibilities with the Browns, too. They have 2 veteran quarterbacks in Joe Flacco and Kenny Pickett, so maybe something materializes there. But, you know, for now, I'm going to assume that Justin Fields is able to play this season. And for me, I'm with you. I like the fit because of the marriage between he and coach, but also the weapons he has. He has the familiarity with Garrett Wilson. I believe they drafted a tight end in the second round this year.
Yeah.
And based off of, and beyond that, you know, you've got Breece Hall, you have Braylon Allen in the backfield. And I think of, you know, you obviously watched a ton of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry last year. I'm not going to compare Braylon Allen to Derrick Henry, but in physical stature, there are similarities between those guys. And plus, you've got Breece Hall, who's one of the better running backs in the league.
Yeah.
You know, that's a nice 3-headed monster, I think, in the backfield for the Jets that you could get pretty creative with. So I was going to say I need Justin to be healthy. I want Justin to be healthy because I want to see all of this. I want to see what it looks like. I'm not going to go out there and say, you know, assuming he's healthy, he is and puts together a nice season, he's an MVP style guy, but I know you guys like to talk fantasy football on this show. I am a big-time fantasy football player myself. That's where my mind has begun to go with Justin Fields. If this guy is healthy this season, with some of those weapons, and if they utilize him properly, we could be looking at a nice bounce-back fantasy season for a guy like that.
I agree. He always provides a safe floor in fantasy because of the rushing ability, and congrats again to Garrett Wilson for getting his money out there in New York, man. The dude's an absolute star, as we know. Coming up top of the hour, DT, you mentioned you are a Bears fan. The Bears were on the outside looking in of the playoff dance last year. Do we believe that they could be one of the teams to get into the dance? We'll talk about that and some of the other teams that were in that mix last year with Chicago. Next, with Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
All the Ohio State conversation you can handle. The Buckeye Show.
Weeknights at 6.
Your Ohio State flagship station. The Fan.
Final days. Diamonds Direct Summer Showcase ends this Sunday, but there's still time to make it unforgettable. Get an extra 20% off almost everything. Engagement rings, wedding bands, earrings, gold jewelry, tennis bracelets, and stunning fashion jewelry. Plus, this weekend only, top designers from New York and LA are live in store with exclusive collections you can't find anywhere else. The sparkle, the savings, the moment. Don't miss it. Only through Sunday, only at Diamonds Direct. Appointments are filling fast. Get details at diamondsdirect.com.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain, and at Toyota West, we're having our biggest pre-owned sales event of the year. With over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're searching for. And during our Go Forth sales event, every pre-owned vehicle is discounted and comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty. At Toyota West, you don't have to choose between a great experience and a great price. We deliver both. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com.
Master Grillers Unite. The grilling season never ends at Billiards Plus. Come see their best-in-class grills for yourself and check out Central Ohio's largest selection of pool tables, game furniture, and shuffleboard. Family-owned and operated. Billiards Plus on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
Got one of those days that never stops? Try a stop at Speedway. Refresh your fuel tank, refresh your U-tank with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks. And refresh the vibe for any drive. Refresh at Speedway with 69-cent large Big Gulp drinks with speedy rewards and try exclusive Mountain Dew Infinite Swirl flavor for a limited time only. The convenience stores of Speedway. Valid through 8/26/25. See app for full terms.
Newman Roofing, as part of their 2025 Commitment to Community initiative, is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat Fan Drive, benefiting Life Care Alliance. You can help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. How can you help? Purchase new box fans and bring them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station, or you can buy online and ship fans directly to Life Care Alliance. The collection and distribution of fans is to assist residents who are at risk of heat stroke or heat exhaustion. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
Working your way through that honey-do list? That means more flushes, more showers, more fiddling with the thermostat. Trust the pros at the Waterworks with your plumbing and drain cleanings and repairs and all your heating and cooling needs. Our certified pros can repair or replace your furnace or air conditioner. Clogs? Call the Waterworks. Drain cleaning? Call the Waterworks. Plumbing issues? Call the Waterworks. Furnace repairs? Call the Waterworks. The Waterworks. Trusted neighborhood plumbing, drain, heating, and cooling experts.
The savings are on at Coughlin Ford. Lease a new 25 Ford Escape or Bronco Sport. Just $399 a month with zero down. New 25 F-150 or Lightning Flash. Only $499 a month with zero down. At all 4 Coughlin Ford locations, including our newest in Marysville. Visit CoughlinFord.com.
48-month lease. All factory rebates to dealer. All prior sales excluded. In-stock units only. 7,500 miles per year. 25 cents per mile over. Excludes $250 dock fee. $395 disposition fee at lease end. No security deposit. See dealer for details. Ends 9/2/25.
Every great team has its core players, but when the season gets tough, adding the right free agent can make all the difference. The same goes for business. At Robert Half, we found that 67% of companies surveyed plan to increase their use of contract talent to handle workload peaks and backlogged projects. With Robert Half's specialized recruiters' experience, combined with our award-winning AI, you can quickly find the skilled candidates you want. At Robert Half, we know talent. Discover how we can help at roberthalf.com/talent.
Adam Schefter here for Vivid Seats, your ultimate destination for all your sports and concert needs this summer. With a game-changing rewards program and an unbeatable selection of tickets, they make it easy for every fan to watch their favorite teams and players in action. Catch every home run and thrilling comeback in person from your favorite seat. Plus, every ticket is backed by a 100% buyer guarantee, giving you peace of mind with every purchase. Visit VividSeats.com or download the app today. Vivid Seats, the official ticketing partner of ESPN.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. We've got a couple of day baseball games in the Buckeye State this afternoon. They're in the top of the third inning over at Huntington Park. The Columbus Clippers trail the Buffalo Bison 2-0. The Cleveland Guardians, they have won 4 straight. They go for number 5 and the sweep over the Baltimore Orioles here in about 10 minutes. Logan Allen gets the start for the Guards. Charlie Morton for Baltimore up at Progressive Field. The Cincinnati Reds, they have an off day today. They return to Great American Ballpark tomorrow to start a series with the Tampa Bay Rays. A scary moment today for former Buckeye and current New York Jets quarterback Justin Fields. He was carted off the field this morning at the team's training camp with a toe injury. However, it's not considered significant and he should not miss much time. And pro wrestling legend Hulk Hogan has passed away at the age of 71.
Miss a minute of Rothman and Ice? Check out the podcast.
Type in Rothman and Ice wherever you get your podcasts. Download and subscribe.
Back to Rothman and Ice.
Welcome back in. I'm Matty Ice. Dylan Tyre in the house today. Filling in for AR, folks, as always. We really appreciate your time. Hope you guys are having a great start to your Thursday. The weekend is almost here. Bottom of the hour, Adam King from 10 TV will join us. He was out in Las Vegas. We'll talk to him about all things Ohio State and some other nonsense, as we always do as well. You know, DT, in our last segment, you brought up the combination of Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry and how dangerous that is. I saw on Twitter today and one of the Ravens social media websites that I follow, and they put out a poll. And I couldn't wait to bring this up to you guys because I would love to get your feel on this. And the question was on the poll, could you tackle Derrick Henry? And 44% of the people that voted on this poll said yes. And I think those 44% are absolutely crazy. I don't think there is a normal human being right now that has not played football in the last 5 to 10 years, maybe even more than that could do an Oklahoma drill with Derrick Henry and tackle that man to the ground. He's running straight through my face and putting me 6 feet under if I try to tackle him.
All right, I'm going to tell you guys a couple different things, and I'm going to start off with this. You just talked about the athleticism factor right there of playing. Nobody has played football in the last 5 years. So I played football in high school, then I went to Ohio State, and I was invited to play some flag football at Ohio State my sophomore year. So 2 years removed from playing competitive football. I got out there and I had lost all of my athleticism in 2 years as like a 20-year-old. Now, are you kidding me?
No chance.
The second thing I'm going to bring up here is in my high school football journey, I was teammates with Jelani Tavai, who was a second-round draft pick by the Detroit Lions. Matt Patricia was the head coach at that time, and now he's a linebacker for the New England Patriots. Jelani, when we were in high school, picked me up by my throat during a drill and threw me on the ground in high school. And I'm about the same size right now as I was in high school. And Jelani is probably about the same size as Derrick Henry. Mm-hmm. There is zero shot. And I know how to tackle. Zero shot I could tackle Derrick Henry. From any situation.
No.
Him standing still, him running at me, nothing.
No chance. I don't want to do it, first of all. I don't want to feel that pain come over my body. You can tell in some of these games that NFL guys are making business decisions when they see Derrick Henry, because a guy that big at this point in his career shouldn't be moving as fast as he still does. It's crazy how athletic he is. TLC, I saw your brain working over there when I brought this up. Are you about to say that you think you could get this man down to the ground?
No, I don't think so. But here's what I'm considering.
You're a larger man than us, though.
I know. I would be like nose to nose with him. Or I guess, whatever you want to say. Like, that sounds like we're about to fight. I mean, like, we're the same height is what I'm talking about. Okay. But what I'm thinking of is a lot of those 44% think that they would get ran over but could hold on.
Probably.
So that would still register as a tackle. Would it look good? No. But, and honestly, even so, a lot of those 44% would be wrong. But I think it is in the mind of people that Derrick Henry is going to run me over, but if I hold on, I can drag his forward momentum to the ground and get a registered tackle.
He'd drag you for 100 yards.
Yeah, straight to the end zone.
How much would I have to pay you to try to do that? I don't think you could pay me enough money to even get in front of Derrick Henry.
So we're going full pads, obviously.
Okay, if we're going full pads, I might do it. No pads, no shot.
I'd probably do it for $500 just to say I did it. I tried to tackle a Hall of Fame running back. And got completely,
I was about to say close to free.
Got completely embarrassed. How much would you need, TLC, to do that?
I just gave you the answer. Close to free.
Close to free, yeah.
If we were on Baltimore radio, and let's say we're the Ravens flagship, and then they allowed us to come over and get in pads, and we're playing middle linebacker, and the C parts, and it's just me and him. It looked bad,
dude,
but that'd be hard for me to say no.
That stuff hurts. Like,
I'm sure it will.
If he gets underneath your chin, it's over. Like, you're gonna have to get low to tackle Derrick Henry.
Speaking of that, I have a story about Luke Kuechly. So played at Pick North football. We go down for a little bit of a 7-on-7 thing with St. X on a Saturday, and at the time, I didn't know who Luke Kuechly was.
You found out.
Yeah,
got familiar real quick with him because there was a down to where he did like a blitz, and he grabbed the inside of my jersey and threw me to the side, and I felt like a 5-year-old. And at that moment, I was like, okay, I'm well aware now. I know who Luke Kuechly is. He was just a freak show. When you go up against guys at that point in your life, they're just a cut above. And then you see them go on to do the things that they've done. And you mentioned your team, and he's in the league still doing his thing there. But I'll never forget how Luke Kuechly made me feel. That ride home on the bus from Cincinnati, I was so ashamed of myself.
There's crazy strength with these guys. For some insane Ohio sicko football fans out there, I had a buddy that I played with in high school too, Joe Anderson. He was a big offensive lineman at OU a few years ago, 6'6", 330. Yeah. Same thing to me. I was playing scout team defense. Picked me up by my breastplate and he could do whatever he wanted with me. He could just hold me up like a doll. It was that stuff is not good.
Yeah, felt
you
so
hate
hopeless.
That.
So I got moved from quarterback to tight end my junior year. And by the way, I was slow and skinny. Like, you think I'm skinny now?
Skinnier.
Yeah.
Dude, quarterback to tight end's a heck of a demotion, by the way.
Yeah, I know.
Really,
that's tough.
First of all, it was tough. But the very first practice, I had to go I pulled and went straight head-to-head with no joke, the strongest player on our team. He's a linebacker, went to Dayton. And I was just like, Olay.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's over. That's what I mean with this Derrick Henry thing. Like, that's a linebacker that went to Dayton. We're talking Derrick Henry, man. Like, no shot.
I don't think it'd go well. I'd probably get hurt.
But you think you could tackle him?
No.
I don't think you're tackling them, TLC.
Well, again, if it's a tackle, it's him running me over and me just holding on, because he's going to be lowering his shoulder pretty significantly. So if you just hold on, you might drag him down on accident. But there's no actual tackle taking place.
No, I agree.
But what I'm saying is, if the Ravens offered that opportunity, that would be hard to say, no thanks.
Is there something that you guys could do right now against any professional athlete and think that I would have success in doing so? Whether that's scoring on an NBA player, stopping an NBA player from getting a bucket, getting a base hit off a pitcher.
That's the last thing that's happening.
Stopping a puck from one of the elites or just a normal NHL guy. Is there something you guys that you could hold your own? Maybe not win against that guy completely, but in a rep or two, you're like, you know what? I held my own against this guy.
I could get a fastball, I think.
Ooh.
Yeah. Okay. Oh, come on.
Yeah, I think I could get a fastball.
We got the Clippers here.
Yeah.
If anybody with the Clippers We will absolutely make our way to Huntington Park just for some YouTube content.
Yeah, like no curveball, no slider, no changeup. If you gave me a couple licks at a fastball, I think I could hit it.
Okay, let's dig a little deeper.
When you say hit it, you mean like a line drive or just make contact?
Put it in play?
Yeah, I could put it in
play. Put it in play? Okay.
Yeah. I think I could hit a line drive, too.
What if we put a little tilt on that thing and threw a two-seamer at you? Something like that. Two-seam fastball.
I think a two-seam fastball, that's reasonable.
TLC, we've had this conversation a few times. The challenge of doing that for, I think, a non-athlete, just a common guy or gal coming off the couch, I think it's nearly impossible.
I agree with you. Like
nearly impossible to do that.
I'm not going to outdrive Scotty Scheffler. I'm not going to tackle. I'm not going to be able to guard Jamar Chase. I'm not going to be able to lock up LeBron. Like,
right.
None of
that. That's impossible.
I just think that the baseball one, like, you could luck into that. I feel like, you know what? It's just that one is the most reasonable to me. And
you know what?
If you're removing all of the pitches outside of a fastball,
he said if I'm getting fastballs and I know I'm getting fastballs, that is one where if you don't have to worry about the spin, you could just blindly swing as soon as the ball's released.
Yeah,
there is something to that.
But I do tell people, like, if you've never played baseball, even getting in the box against somebody, let's say that's throwing 75 miles an hour.
I couldn't catch up the heat when I was in high school.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's insane how these dudes craft pitches and move it around the zone. Like, it's absolutely nuts. Is there anything you think that you could get done against a professional athlete in a rep or two?
I don't even know. Like, I'm 6'4", but I'm slow-footed, man, so basketball isn't going to be it. I'm dead serious. Like, if I ever fill in for DeVere on his adult league team, if I'm ever caught guarding one on one of the top of the key, I'm calling for help defense before he even dribbles.
Just go under all the screens. Just go under all the screens. That's what you got to do. Exactly.
Oh, I'm calling switches every single time.
I don't think I could do anything right now successfully against any professional.
I'm trying to think of like some obscure stuff maybe, but even
like
can you throw darts?
No, I suck at darts. Like, I'm bad at darts, bad at pool.
Bowling, no chance.
We know Rothman can cover pool.
Well, he has a story about that, which is absolutely amazing. He beat a professional pool player when he was doing the world champ, when he was doing TV still at Channel 6.
Oh, that's
And the
sweet.
guy kind of challenged him and said, come on out here. And AR took it home.
That's sweet.
And the guy was like, burn the tapes.
That's a great flex.
I can't tackle Derrick Henry.
No.
I can't catch up. I couldn't catch up to a fastball if I knew a fastball was coming.
No, Steph Curry is making me dance and fall to the ground. Like there's just nothing there.
Like cornhole, like I know some nasty cornhole players. I probably couldn't touch a brick.
You know what? Can Muggsy Bogues still run? Like, can he guard me?
I think we're talking about guys that are currently playing in their sport.
65-year-old, is that going to...
I still think Muggsy Bogues is giving you the business.
Who's the shortest dude in the... Because, like, I can just shoot over somebody until I make one.
Like Smush Parker back in the day?
Isaiah Thomas.
Yeah.
Celtics Isaiah Thomas.
If Isaiah Thomas is guarding me, he's not blocking my shot. I'm probably going to miss a lot because I like I said, my feet don't move that well, so I'm not going around him.
I think you're underestimating the quickness of his hands.
Yeah, I would just get it stolen.
Yeah. I think you're understating. What you're talking about physically makes sense to me.
Can I back him down and then do a fadeaway? Again, a low percentage shot, so I'm gonna need like 100 tries.
No, he said a couple of reps.
A couple?
Couple reps.
Then basketball would be the best one. If you put the smallest guy in the NBA on me, I can heave a couple and hope it goes in.
But see, here's the thing. There's not a lot of those guys in the history of the league. Muggsy Bogues, Isaiah Thomas, like the short guys in the NBA now, you're like 6'3".
Nate Robinson.
Yeah, 6'2". You're like those guys. There's not a ton of those guys in the league. But
to get knocked out by one of the Paul brothers.
There's a reason why these
KSI.
guys are pro. Exactly. That was a tough look for him right there. When we come back.
Can we beat any celebrities in boxing matches?
You know what? Think about that. Tell me after the break who you think you could put the paws on. But what we're going to do, speaking of paws, is talk about the Bears. Since that's your team, a team that was not in the postseason, a lot of hype around them this offseason. Can Caleb Williams and that crew get into the dance this year? We'll talk about it next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, Sorry for that. The Fan.
Hey guys, it's Timmy Hall, and I want to talk to you about the roof over your head. You know that thing that protects your house and everything in it? It's pretty important, and a lot of you are going to have to replace it soon, but be warned. There are companies out there that skip over the biggest part of the process, the attic ventilation. You see, if that attic doesn't have proper circulation, it can cause problems such as mold and rot. You got rot. And not to mention leaks in the wintertime and higher AC bills in the summer. This is one of the reasons I'm telling you about my guys at Victor's Home Solutions. They start with a free 21-point roof inspection, including a thorough inspection of that attic as well. They know that if that ventilation isn't right, that roof's going to be built on a shaky foundation. That's why every Victor's roof comes with a well-thought-out attic ventilation plan, and that's why they can offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. Money-saving discounts and financing incentives are also available. Call for your free 21-point roof inspection and get that estimate today. 866-VICTORS or go to victors.com.
Another reason to choose Hinderer Motor Company for your next vehicle. This is Justin Hinderer. Every vehicle comes with a lifetime powertrain warranty, award-winning service, and our exclusive Carvenience. We pick up your vehicle, service it, and return it so you save time and enjoy peace of mind. That's Carvenience. At Hinderer Motor Company, we take care of everything so you can drive worry-free. See why we're the best choice for your next new or used car by visiting HindererMotorCompany.com.
This is This Date in Reds Baseball with team historian Greg Rhodes.
Joe Nuxhall had a legendary career in Cincinnati, spending nearly 60 years with the club as a pitcher and a broadcaster. And on this date, July 24th in 1965, Joe came close to a career highlight when he nearly pitched a no-hitter. The Reds were in Houston playing the Astros, and the 37-year-old Nuxhall was sharp. He struck out 11 and took a no-hitter into the top of the 8th. He got the first out, just 5 to go, but then gave up a single to Houston shortstop Bob Lillis, who was hitting all of .215 at the time. That was the closest Nuxhall came to a no-hitter in his long career. A near miss for the old left-hander. This July 24th, 1965, this date in Reds baseball.
This Date in Reds Baseball is brought to you by the Cincinnati Reds Hall of Fame and Museum, presented by Dinsmore. Celebrating greatness, preserving history, providing inspiration.
Road trip! This summer at Tire Discounters, your tires are your passport to savings, because you're driving to Paris,
Texas,
then it's off to Rome,
Georgia,
and you'll be kissing the Blarney Stone in Dublin,
Ohio.
Right now, save up to $434 when you buy 4 tires, and that includes a free alignment and oil change. Stop at Tire Discounters before you see the world.
Hello, big voice guy here. I've been hired to tell you all about the Fan's YouTube channel. Did you know you can immerse yourself in Buckeye goodness like Austin and Burb's daily podcast, The Beat? Yes, sirree, Bob. Subscribe today.
Imagine what it would feel like getting tackled head-on by a 240-pound linebacker. You'd be in serious pain, right? But if you're unbuckled in a car crash, at just 50 miles an hour, you become a deadly projectile that can slam into other passengers with 8 times that amount of force. Don't let someone else take the hit. Buckle up and visit buckleup.ohio.gov to learn more. Brought to you by ODOT and ODPS.
More than 6 million Americans are living with Alzheimer's disease, and 2/3 are women. Hi, I'm Cherie Sample Hughes, Chair for Women in Government. Alzheimer's disease progresses slowly over 10 to 20 years in stages. Recognizing symptoms early could help make a difference. A timely diagnosis may allow for more options, including access to emerging care. Speak with your doctor to see if testing is the right next step for you and your family. Find more information at womeningovernment.org.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A heat alert is in place for today. Our temperatures in the low 90s, but with that humidity, the feels like will be into the triple digits, so make sure you're taking breaks in the shade and drinking plenty of fluid. For tonight, mostly clear skies with chances of showers and thunderstorms popping up as we go overnight into Friday morning. It'll be warm tonight with lows down into the upper 70s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
always as tender as a well-done steak. This is Rothman and Ice.
Welcome back in. Before we get rocking and rolling again, I want to take a minute out and talk about my friends at McDaniel GM Superstore in Marion, and they are celebrating July 4th all month long by passing on killer savings to you. Right now, for qualified buyers, you get up to $12,000 off MSRP on a 25 Silverado 1500. With McDaniel GM Superstore, you don't have to worry about market adjustments or hidden costs. Just an honest car buying experience. That's why they are my go-to for a new vehicle. They're just a short drive north off Route 23 in Marion, or you can visit McDanielGMSuperstore.com. McDaniel GM Superstore, where great deals meet a century of trust. Chevrolet, together, let's drive. TLC, you said during the break that maybe you got some reaction in the chat about some of the conversation we were just having.
So Jordan Kaufman jumps into YouTube chat and says, score on a penalty kick would be your best bet. I think that's kind of cheating, and I don't know, but it kind of feels like soccer goalies just guess which side that the goal is going to be scored on. And so you said a couple reps. If you have a 50-50 shot, that means your expected value on 2 reps on a penalty kick is that you make one of them. I don't think that counts. Because if they're just guessing, then you didn't outskill them. You didn't outskill a professional athlete. If any Columbus Crew goaltenders out there would like to jump in on this conversation.
Well, Maddie and I were just talking too. Like, I feel like that maybe falls under the category of, I suggested, like, I could catch a pass in an NFL game if they schemed me open, right? I think that's of that same ilk, right? Like, it doesn't really count. Like, we're talking about beating a professional one-on-one.
Yeah.
PKs, it's like it's not even 50-50. Like, the shooter has a better shot, I would presume. And we were talking about maybe stealing a base. I know that was a thing that Tyvis thought that he could do. That's been an ongoing thing
right
this
now?
Summer. Like, stealing a base.
A lot of 250-pounders stealing bases in the MLB right now.
I think Tyvis could absolutely do it. Like, the caught stealing rate's under 50%. Like, a lot has to go right to catch a guy stealing. Like, that's maybe what, like, Cole, I think you're long and lengthy enough that, like, you might be able to do it. I don't think I'm fast. Yeah, I don't think I'm fast enough to do it.
Well, here's the thing.
I was slow in high school, man. I'm way slower now.
Here's the thing that DT and I also talked about during the break when we talked about the stolen bags is with the new rules in baseball, as you know, the pitcher throws over twice. He can no longer throw over again. And so that is a
How big of a lead are you allowed to get?
I mean, you can get as big a lead as you want.
You can get like halfway to...
Absolutely. If you want, you'd be an idiot to do it. But yeah, you can go out. There's no rule on how far your lead can be off the back.
Oh, because I guess you can pick them off. It's just that if they're safe, then it's a balk. I got it.
But going back to the penalty kick, I hear what you're saying, but for me personally, the accuracy on the kick would be horrendous. Like, I wouldn't know where the ball would be going.
You don't have to kick hard, though.
I know,
if
but that's the thing.
Wrong.
But you're saying if he goes completely left and I kick it right, then I could just throw a little dribbler in there and possibly get it in. Yeah, maybe. I don't think I could do it, though. That's why they're pros. They're one of ones.
Exactly.
They are one of ones. No matter what sport we're talking about, you are a 1%er if you've reached that level of success, and that's why we watch them on TV.
Can you shoot par for one hole against a golfer?
No.
No?
Me, no. I'm not a golfer.
Yeah, I could do that.
Okay. I didn't even let you finish. I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish.
Well, no, I do think that would count. If you are going up against a professional golfer and you both shoot par for that one rep, if we are counting one hole as one rep, you are equal to a professional athlete.
Yeah, I think I could do that. I think a lot of people could do that.
How many reps would it take? So how many holes would you need to get to convince yourself at least one of these is going to reach par? Do you only need one try?
Yeah, I would probably say, like, if we're going one rep, like, I would
Let's do par 4.
Yeah, like, that might be different because their approach is so good. But I would like to think that if I were to play 2 holes against a pro golfer and he parred both of those holes, that I could at least par one of those holes. I would say that's something that's comparable.
Okay,
but they make so many birdies. Like, I don't make as many birdies as a pro.
So
that's
you think that you can hit a fastball off of a Clippers pitcher? You think that you can go toe-to-toe with a professional golfer? What was the third one? He had 3.
No, that's it. Golf is golf, though. Like, you can make, like, I played golf yesterday. I made a bunch of pars. Like, that's
Talk
like,
about it,
like
DT.
you can make pars.
Flex on
Come
him,
on,
DT.
Come on. You can make pars.
Well, I'm not a golfer, so it sounds more difficult to me.
That's different. Like going head-to-head with a golfer is one thing. I think going shot for shot with a golfer is kind of what we're talking about. No shot, I could do that, but you can make par in a bunch of different ways.
No, you don't have to go shot for shot. Like, not for like 18 holes. Like when I said like I could score on Isaiah Thomas, I meant one time, hopefully quickly, so we don't need like 80 reps to do it.
Yeah, if you're telling me that like
just shooting over him because I'm taller than him and hoping it goes in.
Yeah, if you're telling me that like if I have one hole, a par 4, to make par against a pro golfer, heck yeah. Like I could get that done for sure.
I believe you.
I will say though, my brother played D2. My brother was a Division II 3-and-D type player. When we play 2-on-2 with him, it's not even that fun because he doesn't really try until his team is down by enough to justify him trying. When he tries, it's night and day. Like he looks like an NBA player against us, and he was a 3-and-D Division II player.
Your brother Zach, correct?
The other one, Luke.
Luke, okay.
But it's
good conversation.
It's ridiculous.
It's a good conversation.
And I'm like, now we're talking about like NBA players.
Yeah, no chance. Like no chance.
I would like to see what people in the chat, like if we've got golfers in the chat, tell me what you think about that one, because I think that's pretty manageable. Making par against a
So you're saying, let me just to make sure I'm clear. Let's say you were paired with Rory.
Yeah.
And there is a par 4. All you would have to do is
let's give him like an average golfer, not someone who just won the Masters.
So in your mind, an average golfer on tour.
I mean, there's
none
a bunch.
of them.
Well, I know.
Who's that dude at the U.S. Open who shot like a 90 over and missed the cut?
Well, Nick Dunlap's done that a few times this year. Like I think Ricky Fowler Rothman's got him in the pressure cooker full time now. So like we could go with Ricky Fowler, I think, because Ricky's been on and off. Like these guys, pro golfers are so good. It is ridiculous how good they are. But it's just making a par on a hole, right?
And to me, are you really like what's the competition against him on that hole?
Yeah, that is what are you saying? Like
George Dwang Mani, whoever that guy is. He shot a plus 35 in the first 2 rounds of the U.S. Open.
It's a rough day.
Like I wouldn't be that good at Oakmont. Like that would be hard. But are you saying I would need to beat a pro golfer straight up on a hole or just make par against them?
I'm assuming that they make par.
Assuming they make par, if I could match them, yes. I think anybody. I think a good golfer could do that.
Okay.
I think a good golfer could do that. Yeah, exactly. It's not like I'm playing the guy. I'm playing the course. Like
I got you.
It's just a mental. If that's a mental thing at that point, you're like, I'm a little bit intimidated, or it's just like, hey, I'm playing with my buddies, whatever.
It is wild to see being out at the Memorial a few times how much control these guys have of a golf ball.
It's crazy. They're so good.
It's absurd. Because I've always said, to me, the hardest things to do in sports, and just me, an average Joe, is hitting a baseball and controlling a golf ball and getting it to go where you want it to go.
Mm-hmm.
Like that stuff to me just blows my mind with how much ability that they have to do it. And I know it takes thousands and thousands of reps, but even those guys that are the best of the best, you see it go left every once in a while with their game. Even they have their challenges. That's the beauty and the frustrating part of the sport that we're talking about.
Well, that's the thing. Like, even if you're a good recreational golfer, you still have maybe 1 or 2 clubs in your bag where you're like, I don't know. Pro golfers have that confidence with like every single club in their bag. They can hit it perfectly.
Yeah.
If I trained for, you know what I think I could do?
What's that?
I think I could beat somebody, and I'm talking like, okay, I don't want to say I could beat an Olympian, but you know that speed walking stuff?
Oh.
I got long strides, and I can walk quickly because I do not tolerate slow walkers. I'm not kidding you. If I trained for professional speed walking, I'm not saying take one of the Olympians, but somebody who misses the cut for the Olympics, I think I could get close to him.
I will support you in that.
You ever seen that episode of Malcolm in the Middle? Anybody know what I'm talking about? That might be a deep cut. Hal gets way into speed walking and he's wearing like one of those huge bike helmets for aerodynamics. Oh, it's such a funny episode.
I did watch that show all the time.
I love that show.
If I got into swimming, I could have been a good swimmer too, but I didn't as a kid.
Yeah, you've got the body for it.
I got the body for swimming. I could have done that.
No doubt. A guy that doesn't have the body for swimming is Adam King. And that's what we're going to talk to next.
Transition.
In 2 minutes right here on The Fan.
Need assistance with door and window projects? The Home Depot can help. From inspiration and materials to ordering and installation, our free millwork virtual apron service can get you moving and doing. Plus, we speak Spanish too. Our associates can help you tackle complex jobs without you leaving the job site, saving you time and money. Call us at 1-833-HD-APRON or visit homedepot.com/MBA. The Home Depot, how doers get more done.
Purple Wave Auction remains the trusted leader in online equipment auctions. What makes the difference is you. You are part of our growing global community that continues to trust Purple Wave with the equipment that builds and feeds America. This trust placed in us by our community, from construction to ag producers and fleet drivers, brings great equipment opportunities to their next owners. Join the Purple Wave community today. purplewave.com.
It's the summer event at Germain Honda of Dublin, and Rich has deals that are red hot. Lease the rugged 25 Honda Ridgeline Sport for only $339 a month, or finance with an unbeatable 0.99% APR. Or you can take on any road in the all-new 25 Honda Passport RTL. Lease it now for $449 a month or 3.99% APR. Summer's here. Dive into the savings at Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road, just south of 270. See dealer for details.
Columbus, the Blue Jackets schedule is out. And you can lock in your seats with ticket plans starting at just 11 games. Don't miss a moment of the action. Visit BlueJackets.com. Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Anthony once ran the table on the World 9-Ball champion. Coincidentally, Maddie is out looking for a magic 8-ball. Signs point to this is Rothman and Ice.
Timing of that couldn't have been any better. We just told that story. Shout out to our guy AR. Hopefully he's enjoying his time off. Going to light up right now the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline and bring on the man that sits on the Iron Throne over at 10 TV. His name is Adam King. AK, my friend, how are you?
I'm good. I didn't know that Rothman got PTO. I'm not a fan of that. I think he should be there every day. I don't know how you let him out of the building. That's not fair.
Listen, the man has earned all the PTO he has stacked up over the years. As we know, he's an absolute legend. So I hope he's enjoying his time. AK, you were out in Vegas, my friend. Before we get to the football stuff, did you do anything fun out there? A nice dinner? Did you catch a show? Anything? What'd you do?
I will say I got a good Vegas experience. It was a lot of work. So we're talking about, we didn't get done until 11 Eastern time. And, we didn't pay for a fancy meal. This wasn't, we're going to sit down at this steakhouse. We went to this good Mexican restaurant. It was very, very good. I had some fajitas. Really, really enjoyed my time there. Got to see the Vegas casinos on full display. And I can understand how people could get lost there for a couple days and enjoy. Everywhere you look, there's an ad for something else you should do.
Adam, I know Tony Petitti was the first to talk at Big Ten Media Days, covered a lot of different ground, writing a letter to defend Michigan, the potential college football playoff format change. What did you glean from Tony Petitti in those conversations?
I gleaned that he didn't like my question very much when I asked him about the letter, and that's okay. I get that, and I'm tired of talking about it, but I felt because it came out on Monday, and obviously Big Ten Media Day was Tuesday. Somebody had to ask. I get it that you have to write a letter. He's the commissioner of the conference. He doesn't want one of the big boys of the conference in trouble. But I was a little bit surprised at how much I thought that he would talk about what was in the letter. I thought he would say, I issued this punishment. I felt that was enough, and I think the Big Ten should too. But instead, he just kind of brushed that off. But I will say, when it talked about expansion and everything, I liked a lot of what he had to say, which was pretty much, we're going to be the big boys in college football, and whatever it takes to do that. Like at times he would say, I don't want to get into the nitty gritty, and we'll play it by ear, but also we're going to be leading everything, and that's what you want to hear as a conference.
Our guy Adam King from 10 TV joining us here on The Fan. AK, when you had a chance to talk to Sonny Styles, Jeremiah Smith, Coach Day, and the representatives for the old Scarlet and Gray out there in Vegas, was there anything that jumped out to you as far as how they're feeling about the upcoming season?
Well, the one thing that I just kind of had this moment, a collective moment in talking to them, is that if Ohio State hadn't won the national title last year and they had not lost all those guys, and we were just placed randomly into a season, and you saw the talent on this roster, you would undoubtedly think that it is a national championship roster. I mean, you just look at Jeremiah Smith, you look at Caleb Downs, you look at how highly everyone speaks of the quarterbacks, whether it be Julian or Lincoln. You talk about this defense. The biggest worry was the defensive line for so many people, but they seem very confident. I mean, Sonny Siles said that he thinks that the biggest surprise is going to be Kenyatta Jackson. He said he's a monster. And so I think we are so wrapped up in looking at the back-to-back concept, and we're so wrapped up in looking at who left last year. But if you took this roster, and last year never happened, and you said, what do you think? I think everybody in the country, I think you can agree that it is a national championship roster, and that's how they're looking at it. It's funny because you and I can say, oh, you know, this is a new year, but they're really thinking that way in their heads. Jeremiah Smith called it Emeka Ibuka's national title. He said that wasn't his national championship. He wants one of his own. I don't think he knows that he made the game-winning catch in the championship.
Adam, was there maybe a player or a team out there that the buzz surrounding them surprised you? Like maybe an under-the-radar player or team that we're not talking about in the Big Ten yet?
Well, I think the surprise is almost that people are talking about Illinois. Everything that was Indiana last year has certainly transferred to Illinois. And, you know, Kurt Signetti was out there. And obviously a lot of his questions were about last season, whereas Brett Bielema, he was kind of a star at Media Day because I think there are such high expectations for this Illini team. And when you look at what they bring to the table, it's not surprising. I mean, I think there is 100% a chance that Ohio State and Illinois meet undefeated when it comes to their time in Champaign. I think that's very possible.
Yeah, I agree. And we'll get a little feel of a measuring stick game for Illinois when they take on Indiana, because I know there's some people out there excited about Mendoza, Indiana's new quarterback, following Curtis Rourke from OU. Former Bobcat, did some good things with the Hoosiers a year ago. AK, how are you feeling about the defense this year? Because last year, as you know, down the stretch, I mean, Jack, JT, Tyleek, that whole unit was just dominant. Cody Simon and Sonny in the middle. And now you're replacing some NFL talent, as Ohio State does a lot. I get that. But just looking at the defense and where they are right now, do you have confidence that in time, maybe not the Texas game, they'll have everything figured out, but when we get into the meat of the sandwich, if you will, on the schedule, that the defense will go back to being elite like it was a year ago?
Well, you just proved my point. You just talked about this year, but you had to mention everybody from last year. Just think about the talent in this secondary. It is undoubtedly the best secondary in America. From Caleb Downs on down, no pun intended, it is just talent at every position. I mean, Jermaine Matthews, Caleb Downs said Jermaine Matthews is going to go out and shock people this year. He's already being talked about as one of the best corners in the country, and he might be even better than that, which is crazy to say. At linebacker, Sonny Styles is a preseason Big Ten honor. He is one of the best linebackers in the country. He will be one of the best in the Big Ten undoubtedly as well. And so Arvell Reese is going to be a name that a lot of people talk about. The biggest question is this defensive line, and Kenyatta Jackson, Caden Curry are going to be okay. Adding Atkinson is huge for this team. And I am so excited to see what C.J. Hicks looks like in this Matt Patricia defense. But, no, I'm not worried about the defense. Yes, they lost a lot of pieces, but, man, this team returns a lot of talent.
Adam, I know a lot of the conversation has been surrounding why Vegas for the Big Ten Media Days. The media have been talking about that maybe it's a little bit far away. It doesn't really encapsulate what the Big Ten is all about. What do you think now that you've been there, seen the sights, seen the sounds? What do you think about Big Ten Media Days taking place in fabulous Las Vegas?
Well, I think it was good for Vegas. I think they got a lot of extra money, and, that place is struggling for money, obviously. And you walk around the casino, there's a lot of winners in there. No, I think it was not Big Ten country, obviously. It was odd. It was in a convention center, which is fine, but I felt that was a little bit it could have been anywhere. If you're going to do it in a convention center like that, let's do it in a convention center in Terre Haute, Indiana, before we all fly out to Las Vegas. I understand that Indianapolis, and the commissioner was honest about this, was booked up this year. So I don't think it'll be an annual tradition. But it just felt a little silly is the word. I mean, just what are we all doing out here? But you know, they were the defending national champions, the Buckeyes were, so that brought the added steam to it. But when you look at the Big Ten as a whole, and you heard James Franklin say it, all the teams are in the Midwest. This is a Midwest conference. I'm fine if you want to add the West Coast teams, but they are not they're not the premier members of this conference. The rest of the conference sits in the Midwest. So let's do it in the Midwest. Do it in Minneapolis. Do it in, Milwaukee. If you can't get into Indy, let's find a Midwestern state. Do it in Columbus, Ohio, where the defending national champs are, before you fly to a conference room in the Mandalay Bay.
Before we brought you on, AK, we were having a discussion about could any of us, against any professional athlete, succeed, meaning beat out a pro in what they do for 1 or 2 reps. So I want to pose this question to you, Adam King. Could you beat any professional athlete at anything, meaning give a guy a bucket in basketball, stop a wide receiver on a pass, anything like that? Could Adam King accomplish that feat?
What is the level of refereeing going on here? That's my first question.
What sport are we talking about, sir?
Well, we're on a football. Let's stick with football.
Okay. So
you're getting called for pass interference, if that's your question.
Well, if I'm getting called for PI, that changes my answer drastically, because I do think that I could stop Jeremiah Smith if you just let me tackle him.
Get out of here.
And kind of like,
could you tackle Jeremiah Smith?
That's good.
Get out of here, AK.
You know what? Now that you said that, you're right. I guess if he was trying to catch a ball and I was just fully focused on being in the way, I couldn't tackle him for sure. That man, I mean, he is an absolute monster when you look at him. He was a monster last year. He's bigger this year.
Yeah.
So no, the answer is no.
Maybe Davis and Igbenogson will commit pass interference against you. That's a possibility.
Oh, that's what does it count if I get a guy to commit PI on me? Does that count
that's
as a
15
catch?
yards.
Okay, I can. Then you know what? I'll Shea Gilgeous-Alexander this thing. I'll draw the flag.
There you go.
I can do it.
Are you a good actor?
I'm an actor. I can get to the free throw line. I can get a PI call in a pass.
You're dreaming, brother. I love you, but you're dreaming. AK.
Did you say? Wait, Matty Ice.
Yeah.
Did you say you could?
No, I said I couldn't beat anybody in anything that plays at a professional level.
Well,
Nothing.
you know what, Matty Ice? I don't like that mentality. You are a great man, and you need a little more self-confidence. I think you.
He's got a bad back.
I do have a bad back, AK. I got a bad back going on.
What are you, 90 years old?
I'm getting there, man.
You got a bad back.
I'm getting there. Hey, before we let you go, where can the folks catch you on the TV side of things in the days to come?
Oh, well, we still got a lot of content from Big Ten Media Day on 10 TV Plus if you want to head over there. Going to have some stuff on Waterwall Sports coming up this weekend. Just a lot of great. We went one-on-one with Jeremiah, Caleb Downs, Sonny Styles, Ryan Day, all that content. I went around and asked other coaches and players about Jeremiah Smith. Kurt Signetti called him a freak. It's just a lot of good content if you're looking on 10 TV Plus.
He compared him to Julio Jones, too, didn't he? In that clip?
Did.
Yeah.
He did.
Yeah.
And he
big-time
coached
stuff.
Julio.
No doubt. So he knows what he's talking about. AK, we love you, man. Appreciate your time as always.
Hey, I appreciate you having me, and I know I could take you one-on-one in anything, so that's how I take solace in my life.
Get the hell out of here. AK, I love you, man. We'll talk to you soon. Adam was on the Bryant Heating and Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Speaking of Jeremiah Smith, how did Ryan Day feel about Jeremiah's comments about Michigan? You'll hear that next in the Bulletin. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Unlike your deadbeat uncle, we'll never leave you stranded in a ditch when you were 6. This promo may have been a touch too specific. The Fan.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention. Like telling you that whether you drive a little over the speed limit or a lot, you can crash just the same. You could hurt yourself or worse, others.
I'm at the scene of the collision.
And the damage you cause will be beyond repair. See? We didn't have to use crash or siren sounds after all. Speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
The sun is out and the savings are on at Coughlin Kia, Central Ohio's largest volume Kia dealer. Take up to $7,000 off MSRP on any new Kia EV in stock, or get up to $3,000 off MSRP plus 0% financing for 60 months. Visit CoughlinKia.com.
Coughlin has the car for you.
For
Largest Kia dealer based on current ground stock at all 4 Codland Kia locations. 0% for 60 months equals $1,667 per 1,000 finance. All manufacturer incentives to dealer. Prior sales excluded. Dealer financing required. Residency restrictions may apply. See dealer for details. 10/7/31/25.
Breaking news coming in from Bet365, and it's no surprise. Same game parlay from Bet365 just keeps getting better.
Well, it's even easier to make a bet. Choose from the most popular markets like hits, run line, totals, and home runs. So many to choose from.
Download the app, start building your bet, and see why it's never ordinary at Bet365. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER. 21 plus only. Must be physically located in Ohio. T&Cs apply.
Career changers, including veterans and active duty service members. Your transition starts here. Go from GI to IT in a matter of months. Become a certified cyber warrior with training at My Computer Career. Cybersecurity specialists are in high demand, offering IT pros great opportunities and a rewarding lifestyle while protecting our people, liberty, and treasured institutions from cyber threats. Deploy your career in IT today at mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
VA education benefits are available to those who qualify.
Hey guys, it's Timmy Hall, and I want to talk to you about the roof over your head. You know that thing that protects your house and everything in it? It's pretty important, and a lot of you are going to have to replace it soon, but be warned. There are companies out there that skip over the biggest part of the process, the attic ventilation. You see, if that attic doesn't have proper circulation, it can cause problems such as mold and rot. You got rot, and not to mention leaks in the wintertime and higher AC bills in the summer. This is one of the reasons I'm telling you about my guys at Victor's Home Solutions. They start with a free 21-point roof inspection, including a thorough inspection of that attic as well. They know that if that ventilation isn't right, that roof's going to be built on a shaky foundation. That's why every Victor's roof comes with a well-thought-out attic ventilation plan, and that's why they can offer a 50-year leak-free guarantee on every roof they install. Money-saving discounts and financing incentives are also available. Call for your free 21-point roof inspection and get that estimate today. 866-VICTORS or go to victors.com.
This promo is for anyone who likes baseball or America or Terry Francona's scooter. The Reds are on the Fan. Catch all 162 games here on the Fan and 1460 ESPN Columbus and the Fan's HD2. Your home for Reds baseball, the Fan.
A SoFi personal loan is here to help you achieve something once thought impossible: overcoming high-interest credit card debt. Walk the tightrope of your finances with one low, fixed-rate monthly payment, no fees required, and as soon as the same-day funding. That's right. Pull off your own debt-defying stunt with a SoFi personal loan. Visit SoFi.com/trick to learn more. Loans originated by SoFi Bank, N.A., member FDIC. Terms and conditions apply. NMLS 696891.
The greatest stories aren't found in books or films or folk songs. The stories that truly bring us together are found in ESPN Fantasy Football. Stories of late-round love and first-round heartbreak. Tales of Hail Marys and Monday Night Miracles. Chronicles of punishments. Oh, the punishments. Friends growing closer than ever through the power of humiliation. It's all here. And while the football might be fantasy, the stories, very real. Download the ESPN Fantasy app, sign up, and write the story of your season.
Want to know anything about the Fans contest, how to win, or what's up for grabs? Check out 971thefan.com. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Buckeye Bulletin.
Sponsored by Logan AC and Heat Services. Don't go through another air conditioner breakdown. For fast, friendly service, call the experts at Logan Services now for a free estimate and next day air installation.
All right, DT. Let's knock out a Buckeye Bulletin. Before we get to that, TLC, you said to me during the break that you have a text message from someone that you would like to share with us live here on the air. What do you got?
Well, I was texting Tyvis Powell.
Flex on him. He is a national champ. Shout out to Tyvis, the people's champ.
I said, could you tackle Derrick Henry in a one-on-one right here, right now? He sent a 2-word response. What do you think those 2 words were?
Hell no.
You got one of them right.
Hell yeah was the answer. No, see, Tyvis, as we know, he doesn't lack confidence at all. So he was never going to admit defeat. No. Before going out and getting defeated, then he would give the guy his flowers and respect. But
I think Tyvis has a better chance of tackling Derrick Henry than stealing second base.
I think he's got both in the bag.
Now, I don't think Tyvis is like winning the momentum battle and like running over Derrick Henry and putting him on his back.
No, he could bring him down though.
I give him
bring him down. Yeah,
I give him more
Tyvis
of a
is
shot.
a professional,
Right?
Like,
I give him more of a shot to tackle Derrick Henry than steal a base.
Yeah, he's not hit sticking him or anything, but he can bring him down.
Yeah,
no doubt.
If some of these jokers out there, 44% think that they can just wrap him up and fall to the ground. I'm pretty sure Tyvis could do that.
Yeah, absolutely.
But I just wanted to see which side that you thought that he was. You got the first word right. It was hell, but it was not hell no.
Shout out to our guy Tyvis. Make sure you're listening to Tyvis and T-Bone every morning starting at 6 right here on The Fan. Before we hear from Ryan Day about Jeremiah Smith's Michigan comments, let's go back and read the comments from Jeremiah Smith about Michigan. He said, quote, "I am not a sore loser, but I hate losing. And losing to that team up north was pretty crazy. In the end, I think it really helped us play the way we did in the playoffs, but I didn't want to go to Ohio State and lose to that team up north. I just hate them. Just something about them. For the next 2 years, I promise you, I will not lose to them. I can't lose to them in the next 2 years," end quote. So that was, I believe, a few weeks ago, maybe a month ago, where I think he did a sit down with The Athletic. Can't remember exactly where that was. So that got the people going, right? So Ryan Day was going to be asked about that at Media Day, and here's what the head honcho had to say about his star wide receiver.
He's very, very competitive, and he's not used to losing. You know, we lost the first game against Oregon. I mean, he was angry. You know, he wasn't the only one, and certainly. You know, for him, you know, he expects to win every single game. He expects to win every drill that he's in. That's just the way he's wired. So when you ask a question, you're going to get a genuine, authentic response from Jeremiah. And I think the guys feed off of that. And, you know, when he tells you something, you can believe it. There's no, you know, reading between the lines with him. I mean, he's going to tell you exactly. He may not be a man of many words, but when he says something, you're listening, and we're all listening. And he's the ultimate competitor.
DT, when it comes to the comments from Jeremiah Smith, for me, there are certain guys and whatever they do that I'm good with making comments like that. He is one of them.
Oh, to quote Tyvis, hell yeah. I mean, first of all, that dude is a professional. The way that he worded that, he said, "I am not a sore loser, but I hate losing." I feel that. Like, that's some good stuff from a young guy, right? Like, you could be a sore loser and the fallout is not good from that. But he seems to be able to channel that into some really good stuff and, you know, promising, "I will not lose to them again." It strikes some of those same chords that we talked about a little bit earlier with Ian Fitzsimmons and Adam King about those conversations that he had at Big Ten Media Days, where he sat down with Ian and said, "I love dominating the guy across from me. I love seeing their will to win leave their eyes." Like, that's some sicko stuff.
And I love it.
Yeah, that's sicko.
And I love it. And when you have that guy leading the charge for younger guys, that is exactly what you want. Your star players that have that mindset. And then you hear the stories about how he's first in line running the sprints and all the workouts. He's right there leading the charge. Like, I don't think you could ask for more. And so he's a guy that's dependent on someone else to have the success that he needs to, that being the quarterback getting him the rock. But we know what he is all about, and we know the weight of that game and how much pressure is on this program to correct that wrong. But for Jeremiah, he's one of, like, this is different than Castellanos, the quarterback for Florida State, calling out Alabama. A guy like that, you're like, what are you doing? You haven't earned the right to speak like that. Jeremiah has, based off of what he did last year and what we think he's going to do in the next 2 years.
Heck yeah. I mean, he is a special character. Like, I'm trying to think about even just athletes and sports in general that I've heard talk like this, and there are not very many. Like, maybe Michael Jordan with some stuff, Kobe with some stuff, guys like that were just stone cold certified killers.
Right.
Even in football, like, how many guys in football can you think of that talk like this? Like, you know, I know there are some wide receivers out there that have a lot of confidence, quarterbacks that have a lot of confidence, but guys that make comments like this and are able to back it up, but just like everything about it, I like about Jeremiah Smith, right? Like, he does it in a professional way, and there's just the utmost confidence, but there's the confidence in himself that he literally knows he can back it up. It's crazy.
He strikes me as one of those guys that, you know, I'm sure you've heard the same thing from athletes, to where they say the losing stings so much. Like, the winning part of it doesn't hit the same, right? Like the winning is great, but the losing just drives them nuts. And there's guys that can recall the games that they lost, that are close games or blowouts or whatever it may be. Like we talked to some Hall of Famers for Gold Jacket Thursdays here on Rothman and Ice, and while they can relish in the good stuff, it's the bad stuff that sticks with you. And for Jeremiah, he strikes me as a guy that's built from that same type of cloth, to where last year he was awesome, but that Michigan thing is lighting a fire in him, and I think that's good to hear. And you've heard similar things about Caleb Downs and Sonny Styles and some of the guys that are coming back as well. So, yeah, there's your reaction to Jeremiah Smith's comments from Coach Day. Coach Day knows what it's all about. I'm sure he doesn't mind either, considering that he's the best wide receiver in the country. That is today's Buckeye Bulletin. Fellas, if you've been feeling tired or sluggish, haven't been able to hang out with the friends, the family, or go to the gym the way you used to, you can change all that by going to the Columbus Men's Clinic, because over at the Columbus Men's Clinic, there is no gimmicks, there's no guesswork. All they provide for you is effective treatments and real science to help you feel better about moving forward with your health. All of this is affordable, it's accessible. Consultation, including blood work, is just $99 with results before you leave. I went over there, they took care of me, they did my blood work, they gave me some suggestions as to how I can maintain good health, and it was a great experience with the Columbus Men's Clinic. So act now. You only get one life, guys. Procrastination is not what you want to do when you want to take care of your mental and physical health. So call 614-300-7400 or visit columbusmensclinic.com today. Again, their number is 614-300-7400, or again, you can visit columbusmensclinic.com. Coming up, top of the hour, after an update, we will play a little chat roulette with TLC. We are Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
We test marketed naming the show A Guy and His Butlers.
Oh, that is very touching.
But we thought Bishop and Friends had a better ring to it.
Weekday mornings at 9.
The Fan.
When you're ready to sell your car, another reason to choose Hinder Motor Company is the easy, fast, fair, and hassle-free way to sell. This is Justin Hinderer. We pay top dollar for your vehicle, whatever the make or model, and no purchase is necessary. Consider trading and get even more toward your next vehicle. Drive in today and leave with cash, or get a great deal. See why it's a pleasure doing business. Just visit HinderMotorCompany.com.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
It's Leslie from Pella Columbus.
I'm Wilson from that other window place. Leslie, what's that hot lamp against your window for?
Pella windows are tested up to 160 degrees Wilson to ensure efficiency and the lowest energy bills possible, even in the craziest of temperatures. Put your hand on there.
All right. God, that's hot.
On the window, Wilson.
Oh, hey, that is quite nice and cool. So I'm going to go grab some ice now.
Get the window that Columbus homeowners rated #1 for innovation at PellaColumbus.com.
Irish adventure awaits at the Dublin Irish Festival August 1st through 3rd in Dublin, Ohio. Voted 2025 USA Today Best Cultural Festival in the nation. This year promises 3 incredible days of Irish music, dance, food, and fun. Enjoy unique Irish experiences as you explore one of the top festivals in the U.S., drawing over 90,000 guests to Dublin, Ohio each year. Get your tickets at DublinIrishFestival.org.
Your bathroom's got to go, the vanity's decayed, and toilet's really old. The bathtub's giving way, if Baths R Us a ring, call morning, noon, or night. You do not have to wait to get your bathroom right.
Call Baths R Us for your free estimate and enter to win our Christmas in July $12,500 bathroom remodel with an additional savings of up to $3,000 plus low to no monthly payments. 380-225-2284. Baths R Us, where dreams soak in.
Wake up and cash. It's Top Picks on Morning Juice. Powered by WeWinUwin.com. Professional sports bettor Chad Patrick. Dropping plays and juicing up your Friday mornings with fresh pick winners. WeWinUwin.com. Built by winners for winners. Stop guessing and start cashing. Final days. Diamonds Direct Summer Showcase ends this Sunday, but there's still time to make it unforgettable. Get an extra 20% off almost everything. Engagement rings, wedding bands, earrings, gold jewelry, tennis bracelets, and stunning fashion jewelry. Plus, this weekend only, top designers from New York and LA are live in store with exclusive collections you can't find anywhere else. The sparkle, the savings, the moment. Don't miss it. Only through Sunday, only at Diamonds Direct. Appointments are filling fast. Get details at diamondsdirect.com.
Do you suffer from leg pain, leg swelling, varicose veins, or leg ulcers? Dr. Barry Zeta and Dr. Joseph Senta at Ohio Vein and Vascular Polaris are pioneers in the vein and vascular field. Dr. Zeta and Dr. Senta can perform minimally invasive procedures that will get you back on track to a pain-free life. Stop living with leg pain and start the process to healthy living with a free healthy leg screening. Go to loveyourveins.com or call 614-426-VEIN. That's 614-426-VEIN or loveyourveins.com.
Friday, July 25th is Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair. Visit the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services, the Department of Insurance, and other state agency booths. Come learn about mental health resources available to you and to your family. Join us on Friday, July 25th for Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair.
Progressive presents Employee of the Month. Small Business Edition. Today's recipient from Lucky Larry's Landscaping, Larry! Larry saved his business money with a quick commercial auto quote from Progressive. Does it help he's his own marketing manager, accountant, executive assistant, and never been late? Technically, yes, but saving really put him over the edge. So, Larry, give Larry a round of applause. Be your own Larry. See if you could save in as little as 7 minutes at progressivecommercial.com. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Rita, Jorge, let's bring the nail gun over here.
Jose stands tall atop his sustainable flooring company.
Totally. It's renewable and moisture resistant, but we have several green options too. Or we got some beautiful reclaimed oak.
But floored by his success, he needs to hire more installers.
I need Indeed.
Indeed you do. When you sponsor a job on Indeed, it's easier for talented candidates to find it, which makes it easier for you to hire them. Visit Indeed.com/credit and get $75 towards your first sponsored job. Terms and conditions apply.
Broadcasting from the Lindsay Honda Studios.
Honda makes the cars. Lindsay makes the difference. Visit lindsayhonda.com.
WBNS-FM, HD1 Columbus. The Fan. Sports Center.
Good afternoon. I'm Ryan Baker. The Columbus Clippers continuing their series with Buffalo right now over at Huntington Park. They're in the top of the 6th inning, and the Clippers trail Buffalo by a score of 2-0. The Cleveland Guardians are trying to stretch their win streak to 5 games right now up at Progressive Field. They just ended the 3rd inning. The Guardians trail the Baltimore Orioles 3-2. Ramon Laureano, a 2-run home run for Baltimore. Stephen Kwan, a solo shot for the Guards. The Cincinnati Reds have an off day today. They'll return home to Great American Ballpark tomorrow evening to start a series with the Tampa Bay Rays. Former Buckeye quarterback Justin Fields was carted off the field this morning at New York Jets training camp. He suffered a toe injury. It is not considered to be serious. This one's sponsored by RCD RV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, Pataskala, and online at rcdrv.com.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and Ice feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Low T Center. Low T Center, reinventing men's health care.
Welcome back in, ladies and gentlemen. We're Rothman and Ice. I'm Matty Ice. Dylan Tyre in the house today, giving us some good innings out of the bullpen for our guy AR. TLC doing his thing, cooking on the board as well. Hope you guys are having a great Thursday. As always, we appreciate your time. Hopefully you're staying cool and hydrated out there because it's a little steamy out there today, DT.
Oh, my goodness, it is hot. Ian Fitzsimmons was talking about the stifling heat in Vegas. It is, but yeah. I disagree. There's such thing as a dry heat. Here we've got that humidity. Oh, man, it's bad.
Think about that, by the way. You played, man. Think about it.
I agree. And he said it again. So let's keep that between us. If you know when it comes to Uncle Ian and what you just heard there. But I like going out to Arizona, and they have that dry heat. And for me, if you're making me pick between the two, like the swampy heat down in Florida or in Arizona, I'll take the dry heat all day and tomorrow.
All right, I don't want to take up too much time here, but let me pose this question.
Yeah.
Do you prefer to be cold and be able to heat up, or do you prefer to be hot and be able to cool down?
Give me the latter all day.
Okay.
I am worthless when it comes to being outside in the cold.
Okay.
Like people know, if you offer me tickets on the 50-yard line to a Ravens-Bengals game and it's 25 degrees, I won't go.
Catch you up in the suite is what you're saying.
Catch me at the house, DT.
Okay.
Catch me on the couch. I just can't,
couch,
can't do it. I'd much rather be hot and then turn the AC on and go the other way than be cold, because I know and it takes me so long to get warm, like my toes and my hands. Like it takes forever. So I will go with that, from hot to cold. Where are you at?
See, I used to be the opposite. Like, I used to like to be cold and heat up, but then that Stadium Series game came around, and I was down ringside for that, and every part of me was frozen to the point I couldn't move it.
Yeah.
So now I'll take 90 degrees and get me in some AC.
Now, I know you work for the Jackets over there, but TLC, I think you got to fire up the gong. You heard the man. He said he was down ringside for the stadium. Whenever somebody flexes, we got to play the gong.
I love that.
The man was ringside.
Holy cow. Can this thing work, please?
There we go. Love a good flex. Love a good flex. TLC, we didn't get to do Chet Roulette on Tuesday, where we usually do it, because the commissioner of the Big Ten, Tony Petitti, had a live press conference, and we wanted to hear what the man had to say about the league. And so today, what we will do is we will allow TLC to cook and play a little Chet Roulette.
All right. So we're doing another draft, and I'm excited about this one. We're doing the NFL head coach hot seat draft. There are 3 of us, and there are 3 rounds, which means that we can't do a snake style, because it's not going to be even. Someone is going to get caught on the back end. It's going to be a little bit weird. So I randomly generated it, and I will warn you ahead of time. I once again randomly generated myself the number 1 pick.
Okay, what is going on?
But
that's twice this week.
I know.
Monday
I'm
and
2
today.
for 2. I'm 2 for 2. But we have it so everybody, there are 3 rounds. Everybody's going to be the first pick of a round. Everybody's going to be the second pick of a round. Everyone's going to be the third pick of a round. So it'll balance itself out later in the draft. But this one's an interesting one, because you're going to have to get pretty creative.
Mm-hmm.
It's not so obvious which coaches are going to be in the hot seat, so you might have to justify some of your answers.
Mm-hmm.
But like I said, just the random computer generator just gave me the number 1 pick. I'm taking Brian Daboll. I'm shocked that Brian Daboll even made it this far. And they're going to have a musical chairs position with their quarterback. Is going to be Russell Wilson. By the way, there should be no point where Jameis Winston is the starter. They honestly should just go straight from 1 to 3 the second they realize it's not working out. That would make the most sense. But I think they will stupidly put Jameis in at some point.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think that they're going to have a little bit of remorse that they didn't just find the new coach for Jackson Dart the first time. And it's going to be like what Dylan's Bears always do and just alternate. Hey, get rid of the quarterback, then the coach, and the quarterback, then the coach. Giants, Brian Daboll is number 1.
So this is why I'm going to disagree with you right there, and it's for that reason. I don't think they're going to do the Bears thing. I think they're going to give Brian Daboll a full season with Jackson Dart. So this is why I don't think he's on the hot seat this year. I think it's going to be next year.
Ice is the second pick.
I want to run this by you before I make my pick, both of you guys. I think there are 2 divisions to where every team and every coach in that division is safe for this year, going into next year. For me, those divisions are the AFC West. I would be shocked if a coach gets fired at the end of this year in that division. Andy Reid, Harbaugh, Sean Payton, and Pete Carroll.
You're correct.
And then the other division where I would be shocked if a coach got fired at the end of this year is the NFC North. I think Campbell, O'Connell, LaFleur, and Ben Johnson are all safe.
So we're drafting 9 out of 24.
You guys agree with me on that?
Yeah, I would tend to agree with that.
So Dayball's off the board, and I'm going to take the AFC West and the NFC North off the board. The coach that I will draft first, who I believe is on the hot seat, I am going to, and this is tough for me because there's 2 that I really like.
Got to get creative.
Yeah, I know. Give me Mike McDonald. I'm sorry. The Dolphins head coach, McDaniel.
Okay.
I always get those confused. Give me Mike McDaniel. Fellas, I don't like the vibes in Miami right now. So I'm going to go with McDaniel. I don't think they're going to have a great year. I think at some point in time, Tyreek Hill will be playing elsewhere. So I'm going Mike McDaniel as my first.
You're saying he's not cute anymore? Dylan, you got the third pick.
Yeah, so Mike McDaniel was number one on my list, too. I've got a little list here of my power rankings. So great pick by you, Maddie. I'm going to go with Zach Taylor coming off with the third overall
pick. If they missed the playoffs 2 years in a row, that's not a bad pick.
Yeah, I mean, if they underperform this year, something's got to give. Something's got to give. I'm not sure I like that energy there. I watched the quarterback show, some of the interactions between he and Joe Shiesty. I don't like some of those interactions. I don't like his energy, so I could see that happening.
Okay. All right, this second round's going to go Ice, then Dylan, then me.
With my second pick, I am going to go with John Harbaugh. I think we're at a point. Hear me out on
your
this.
own man.
I think we're at a point to where there's not going to be a lot of other things we can point at. You have the quarterback. You have the GM, who they believe in Eric DeCosta. They've been saying, and people have been saying for years, this is a Super Bowl caliber roster for the last 2 to 3 years. If you have a flame out in the playoffs, the way that they did again this year, I wouldn't be surprised if it's Harbaugh. So I'm going a little Ravens on Ravens crime here, and I'm going with Johnny Boy.
Quick note, if that's who you were debating between Mike McDaniel with, you chose the right one first. Okay. Because Mike McDaniel would not be on the board. I guarantee you would have taken him.
So I'm going John Harbaugh.
All right, I'm going to go with maybe one that surprises some people, but I'm going to go with Raheem Morris down in Atlanta here. I feel like this is a team that thinks they're primed to win that division. They want to overtake the Buccaneers as kind of the power down there. Obviously, a weird deal with the quarterback situation last year. I feel like if things go south this year and Michael Penix maybe isn't their guy, where do you go if you
things
are the
go
Falcons?
south? Things could go south.
Exactly. Things could go south in the South for the Atlanta Falcons, so I could see Raheem Morris being on the hot seat this year.
TLC?
Right, I'm going to do something I don't usually do, and that is give in to lazy media narratives, but I'm going Brian Schottenheimer.
Yeah.
He hasn't done anything wrong. He hasn't done anything right. He's a rookie head coach this year, but it was kind of like a surprising pick, and the media is kind of already firing him before he even does anything. It's very against my own nature to give into lazy media narratives, but this could be one of them. And if they do fire him, I will not be calling for Bill Belichick, just to be clear.
I just think the volatility of that situation, I'm with you. I had him on my list just because it's crazy down there in Big D.
And for me, lurking in the weeds in this weird world in my weird mind is the potential of one Nick Saban or Bill Belichick being available. No, just hear me out. And I'm just saying, if Jerry Jones knows that he could get one of those guys and Schottenheimer just blows this thing in year one, I wouldn't be surprised if he would move on to try to get one of those big-time names.
Dylan, then me, then Matty Ice.
All right, should I go basic with it or should I get a little sexy with it here? What do you guys think?
Get sexy on us.
All right, I'm going to go kind of down the same lane that you just went on, but I'm going to go with Liam Cohen with the Jacksonville Jaguars.
You don't like his press conference?
We've already seen a coach go one and done in Jacksonville. It's a big year for them. Like, we got to see growth out of Trevor Lawrence. If Trevor Lawrence stinks this year, I mean, Liam Cohen's been brought in to kind of be that savior, right? He's going to dial it up the way he did with Baker in Tampa. I could see that being a one-and-done situation. Just, again, a little weird energy out of that head coach. Maybe the guys don't buy in, loses the room. Got to be out of there.
Okay.
I hate to do this.
I know what you're about to do.
No.
I see the smirk on your face.
I was thinking about doing this too, and I didn't want it. I don't buy into this.
I think I know what he's about to do. Go ahead,
No,
Chelsea.
I'm not doing Tomlin.
Interesting.
I'm doing, I hope my family's not listening because I told you I got a relative on the staff. We're at this point in the draft, man. I'm sorry, Jonathan Gannon.
Okay.
I'm sorry.
I buy that. I'm with you.
We're in the third round, all right?
I like it.
Jonathan Gannon.
All right, my third pick here before we go to break and hit pre-snap reads. I can't. Stefanski?
No, the handsome coach, no way.
I know. I like him.
At this point in the draft, that's fair.
Nobody's picked Shane Steichen in Indy. Steichen's right up there, man. Like, Steichen's going to get fired.
That's a good call.
Dang it.
That's a good call. I haven't made my pick official just yet. So that's a good call. Going back to the...
You know why I didn't pick him? Because his Wikipedia page, he's in his Eagles offensive coordinator outfit, so I'm thinking Eagles.
Yeah, they got to update that ASAP.
God dang.
Stefanski or Shane Steichen?
Dave Canales in there, too.
I'm a Bryce Young truther.
Me, too.
Are you really? You guys... Okay, interesting.
I hope so.
Boy, Steichen's a good one, DT. The Brown situation feels a little bit more pressure-packed to me because of the quarterback situation and what's on deck with the draft. So I'm going to go Stefanski with my third pick.
All right, so let's just recap the teams. I thought Brian Daboll was like number one with the bullet, but you guys appear to disagree, which is interesting.
He is the sexy pick right now.
Okay, so I got Daboll, Schottenheimer, and Gannon. Ice, you got McDaniel, John Harbaugh, and you said Stefanski.
Yep.
And then Dylan's got Zach Taylor, Raheem Morris, and Liam Cohen.
Okay.
Interesting.
My Harbaugh pick's not great. It's not great. Now I think about it. Shane Steichen's much better.
My Liam Cohen pick was a pure reach, but I just wanted to get a little steamy with it, you know?
There's got to be a lack of patience in Jacksonville, though, because Trevor Lawrence hasn't worked out.
There's a lot of guys like that. I'm kind of surprised nobody brought up Sean McDermott here. Because he's in a similar situation as Harbaugh. Yeah.
Because you get to a point to where it's like you're running your head against the same brick wall time and time again with the coach, and something has to change. And so that's why I kind of went down that road with Harbaugh. That's why I understand you bringing up McDermott as well. Coming up in pre-snap reads, Harry Douglas from ESPN weighs in on who he believes could be the 1 seed in the NFC, and it's not the Philadelphia Eagles. That's coming up next. It's Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
We're the girthiest radio station in the history of radio. Uncomfortably girthy. This promo is uncomfortable. The Fan, Ohio's girth destination.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone for Window Nation. Did you know their co-founders are Ohio natives? Well, you should. Window Nation has been replacing windows in the Columbus region for over 15 years. Not only does Window Nation know what windows work best for Ohio homeowners like you, they're also local to the area. And right now, you can take advantage of Window Nation's biggest sale of the year. Remember this number, 50% off. All window styles, all from Window Nation. 50% off plus 0 interest for 5 whole years. Yeah, I said that. 5 whole years, 2030. No interest on the windows from Window Nation. Plus, they'll install your new windows in 1 day or less. Get the windows you want for 50% off plus no interest until 2030. What are you waiting for? Call 866-90-NATION or visit windownation.com today to get your free quote on replacement windows. Again, I can't stress this enough. You do not want to miss out on this deal. 866-90-NATION or windownation.com. And tell them T-Bone sent you.
Common Man here. I want to talk to you about my buddy Bob Capace from Worthington Jewelers. It's rare that a business comes along and offers you such great quality, service, price. If you or someone you love or like, or even strangers on the street tell you they need a jeweler, tell them you got a guy, and that guy is Bob Capace at Worthington Jewelers.
I'm Bob Capace, and I'm your guy.
Worthington Jewelers on High Street in Worthington, worthingtonjewelers.com, where Columbus gets engaged.
Stepping into the Kia K4 or K5 isn't just getting behind the wheel of any average sedan. It's stepping into what's next. With a K4, it's a world that's exciting. With a K5, it's one that's bold. The Kia K4 and K5, the next movement for sedans. See your local Kia dealer or visit kia.com to learn more.
Kia, movement that inspires.
Lease a new 2025 K4 LXS for $219 a month for 24 months with $34.99 due at signing for well-qualified lessees.
Call 800-334-KIA for details. Always drive safely. New 2025 K4 LXS 2.0 liter FWD IVT 24,165 MSRP. MSRP includes destination handling and excludes taxes, title, registration, license fees, options, and retailer charges. No security deposit required. Actual prices set by dealer and may vary. Purchase option at lease end at $17,157.15. Subject to credit approval by Kia Finance. Lessee is responsible for insurance, maintenance, repairs, 20 cents per mile over 10,000 miles a year, excess wear, and a termination fee of up to $400. Subject to dealer participation. Offers may not be combined except where specified. Must take delivery by 8/4/25. Limited inventory available.
At Planet Fitness, we're declaring it. This is the year of getting stronger, and you can get started now by saving when you join today. We have all the best-in-class equipment you could ever need, and you can work out your way on your time at any convenient location near you. Most open 24 hours. So let's do this. Join Planet Fitness today and save. Just $1 down, $15 a month.
Offer ends July 31st.
See Home Club for details.
Common Man and Timmy.
I get a greeting card, I read it and say, oh, thank you, and then I throw it right in the trash. And this is also another bone of contention.
Why don't you display it?
I don't want to display it.
Common Man and Timmy Afternoons on the Fan is sponsored by Hinderer Motorsports.
This radio commercial was made to convince you to stop speeding. We can't use law enforcement siren sound effects on the radio, so we'll use other equally jarring sound effects to get your attention, like telling you if you get a speeding ticket, it doesn't end there.
you have to pay expensive fines. You can't go to your friend's wedding because that also costs money. And your insurance rates could increase. See? We didn't have to use law enforcement sirens after all. Getting a speeding ticket has consequences. Sooner or later, speeding catches up with you. Brought to you by NHTSA.
AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio is your Medicaid plan for more. More benefits, more rewards. We know that good health means more than just seeing a doctor when you're sick. Eligible members can receive extras like home-delivered meals and family essentials, like baby carriers and kids' school supplies. Members can even earn rewards for playing mobile health trivia games. Learn more at AmeriHealthCaritasoh.com and call the Ohio Medicaid Consumer Hotline at 1-800-324-8680 to choose AmeriHealth Caritas Ohio.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A heat alert is in place for today. Our temperature's in the low 90s, but with that humidity, the feels like will be into the triple digits, so make sure you're taking breaks in the shade and drinking plenty of fluid. For tonight, mostly clear skies with chances of showers and thunderstorms popping up as we go overnight into Friday morning. It'll be warm tonight with lows down into the upper 70s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with your 10 weather impact forecast.
Bet365, the official online sports book of Rothman and Ice. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Newman Roofing. Call Newman Roofing today at 614-NEW-ROOF. That's 614-NEW-ROOF. Or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
All right, before we get into some pre-snap reads, let me let you know, folks, that at Bet365, we don't do ordinary. Bet365 is the official sports betting partner of the Cleveland Guardians. Right now, top 5 up in Cleveland. Orioles up 3-2 on the Guardians. So a pretty good game going on in the land. They got a great new sign-up offer for you guys right now at Bet365, where all you have to do is bet $5 and you will get $150 in bonus bets, whether your bet wins or loses. So download the Bet365 app today. I'm looking at an Athletic. They are no longer the Oakland Athletics. They are just the Athletics, and they are a young team with some really good young players. Jacob Wilson's been an absolute dog for them at shortstop. Tyler Soderstrom, Brett Rooker. They got some dudes that you'll be hearing about for years to come. One guy that they just drafted last year was Nick Kurtz out of Wake Forest. Nick Kurtz.
Okay, thank you.
From Wake Forest. Give me an
I need that pause.
He's been balling, man. The dude has been playing really, really well. He's already got 19 home runs this year. He's got a nice little hit streak going. So I'm going for an anytime dinger for Nick Kurtz tonight at plus 270 for the Athletics.
By the way, real quick, because I know how your brain works.
Yeah.
You like to ride the wave. Are you aware that there's someone who has a home run in 5 straight games in Major League Baseball?
Is it Eugenio?
No.
Flores, he's cool. Who is it? Who is it right now? I don't know.
Shohei.
Ooh.
That home run's got to be like even money.
Let me pull that up
Shohei's
right now.
got a 5-game home run streak, and I know that's how you like to make some picks.
I do.
Kurtz leads rookies in homers this year, I believe. He's had a nice season.
They got a nice little core out there.
They do. They really do.
When they get to Vegas, they should be fun.
They'll actually start spending money once they get to Vegas.
All flies in that dry heat.
TLC, I'm not seeing a Dodgers game on the schedule today.
Oh,
it's a pretty light schedule.
How about tomorrow?
Remind me tomorrow.
Okay.
Remind me the moment, and I will absolutely do that. Whatever the
Slight
moment.
oversight.
I forgot there were 4 MLB games today.
Really nothing happened. Whatever the moment, it's never ordinary at Bet365. Again, download the Bet365 app today. 21 plus only. You must be present in Ohio. If you or someone you know has a gambling problem and wants help, call 1-800-GAMBLER. Terms and conditions apply. Offer subject to meeting qualifying criteria.
And may the odds be ever in your favor.
So looking at the NFC side of things around the NFL, I think the king of the castle for a lot of people will be Philadelphia, coming off a Super Bowl win and losing some key guys on defense, but their roster is really loaded. I know a lot of people think they have the best roster in football. So you zoom out from Philly and you look around and say, who could be the team that maybe takes over the NFC and becomes the 1 seed this year? Harry Douglas from ESPN has an idea of who that squad could be.
I like the Rams, and the Rams will be the number 1 seed in the NFC when it's all said and done.
Holy smoke, write that one down. It's late July. You buying it, Rams or the Niners in the NFC West?
Oh.
Rams.
Rams. When you look at the Rams, there's a lot of things I like about the Rams. Number one, I love the quarterback, Matthew Stafford. I love their run game, the offensive line. They probably got the best young defensive front in football.
So not San Francisco.
No, for me, it's the Los Angeles Rams.
I see the vision. I do. I love the pairing, DT, of Devontae Adams with Puka. It's going to be a lot of fun. Matthew Stafford's already dealing with an ouchie back, but he's old at this point, so they'll manage that as much as they possibly can. I'll tell you a quick story real quick. I heard an interview with Teron Armstead, who is an offensive lineman that just retired from the NFL. And he was asked a question, and the question was, who is one guy that you're happy you don't have to go up against anymore? And he picked Jared Verse, the rookie last year out of Florida State. And Teron Armstead is a Pro Bowl tackle. He's going up against some dudes. And so that guy seems to be absolutely legit. And they may not have household names on defense just yet, but I think in time they will be. And so I still would lean Philly, but I think the Rams will be right there towards the top of the conference this year.
So I can understand the line of thinking. I'm kind of looking at the NFL strength of schedules right now based off of opponent winning percentage from last season. I can understand why the Rams are a sexy pick. They're middle of the pack. The opponent winning percentage, 491 from last year. The 49ers actually have what you could call the easiest schedule in the NFL this season. Opponent winning percentage from last year at 415, so not very good. I am not in the 49ers bounce back boat. I think they're kind of an aging group. I think there's still injury concerns with Christian McCaffrey. I think it's the NFC's got to run through the Eagles, right?
Yeah, no
it
doubt.
has to.
Yep.
And I feel like because of the coordinator losses for Detroit, people are discounting the Lions, but I think they're going to be right back there too.
The LA Rams, speaking of Philly, will get a banger of a game week 3 in Philly. So you'll get Rams going into the land of cheesesteak that week. But week 1 will be fun because it is the Rams hosting the Houston Texans, who I believe are due for a pretty significant bounce back this year. And so there you have it. I mean, Sean McVay, as we know, one of the best coaches in the sport. One of the all-time trades that they made, right? Getting Goff out of there, sending him to Detroit, and bringing the OG in and Matt Stafford and going on to win a Super Bowl. That division for me is pretty interesting. Well, honestly, when I say that, not really. Because I'm not expecting much from Seattle and Arizona this year. Are you?
I wouldn't think so, but I think we could be surprised a little bit. Like, I don't think Darnold has a repeat performance of what he did last year in Minnesota. The Cardinals are a little bit interesting to me. It's a big year for Kyler.
Yeah.
Jonathan Gannon, I think, Cole, you put him on the hot seat, so it's a big year for him.
Just make it to December 7th, please.
Yeah, they have weapons there. Like, it's year 2 for Marv. Yeah. I think he takes a big leap. You've got McBride there, James Conner in the backfield, right?
Yeah.
I feel like they could surprise. Like, the Cardinals are a team for me. Again, the strength of schedule is relatively easy for them. That could be a team that I think sneaks up on people.
There's always that team every single year that we give no respect in the offseason, then comes out of nowhere and does their thing. I mean, we've had it 2 years in a row. We had it with Houston, and we had it with Washington last year. And the year CJ arrived, they go to the postseason. Last year, Jane Daniels comes into Washington, and they find themselves in the NFC Championship game. So, yeah, there's always that team, and finding it is hard. But that's the beauty of the NFL, is that when we use that word parity, kind of applies to the NFL, because throughout the year we always have those games where we're like, how did this team win that game? Right? It's always interesting stuff there. Before we go to break, I do want to provide a bit of an update on Justin Fields. This is coming from Adam Schefter just moments ago. Quarterback Justin Fields sustained a dislocated toe in his right foot, and he is considered day-to-day. The Jets just announced that. So there you go. Justin Fields was carted off this morning. Now we know it is a dislocated toe in his right foot.
So he'll be back next week.
Probably so. Those are your pre-snap reads for today. You're a Bears fan, DT.
I am.
There's some believers out there. I am one of them.
Ooh.
How much do we believe in the Bears as far as them being one of the teams around the NFL that could go from out of the postseason to in the postseason? We'll talk about that next in 2 minutes right here on The Fan.
Delaware County Veterans Services is ready to help you access VA benefits, emergency financial assistance, dental and medical grants, transportation, and more. Give Delaware County Veterans Services a call, 740-833-2010 to schedule an appointment.
Hi, I'm Rick Germain, and at Toyota West, we're having our biggest pre-owned sales event of the year. With over 600 new and pre-owned vehicles, Toyota West at I-270 and Georgesville Road has the car you're searching for. And during our Go Forth sales event, every pre-owned vehicle is discounted and comes with a 72-hour exchange policy plus a 3-month warranty. At Toyota West, you don't have to choose between a great experience and a great price. We deliver both. Come see us at the Germain Auto Mall on Georgesville Road or get started today at ToyotaWest.com.
Hey, it's Anthony. I actually enjoy the off-season. Gives me a chance to be really active, travel, be on the move. But when my back started giving me pain, I wasn't going to just deal with it this time. I went to the Good Feet store. Their personally fit arch supports got my feet into their ideal alignment, and I could already feel the difference in my back immediately. And they educated me. I had no clue. We actually have several arches under our feet, and those cushy over-the-counter insoles were not going to do the trick. So many people suffering with pain can benefit from their system. People with pain in their feet, ankles, lower legs, knees, hips, and more. I've been wearing my personally fit arch supports for a while now, and they've given me the motivation and confidence to be as active as I want to be. The Good Feet store thrives on being solution-oriented. Go in. The fitting is free. They want you to try them in the store and feel them for yourself. So get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. They're on Stringtown Road in Grove City and on Polaris Parkway. Or check them out at goodfeet.com.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Rothman Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Matty was a big Browns fan. Scratch that, we mean he's a big fan of the former Browns. Oh, yeah? The Baltimore Ravens. This is Rothman and Ice.
I've always offered Browns fans, hey, you want to come on over to the flock? Come on. You know, come on in. You guys have been going through some rough times. So have we, though. See, that's
have you?
Well, here's the thing. I'm spoiled with my perspective, right? And so for the Browns fans, you're like, hey, we'd kill to have that. But for me, as you know, expectations change when you check boxes. And so Ravens fans are like, when are we winning the Super Bowl at this point? And so it's all about your perspective and where your team has been over the last few years.
Well,
Must be nice.
That's interesting, too, as you bring that up, because we talked about in a couple segments ago with Sean McDermott and John Harbaugh. It's almost like you get praised for setting a certain standard, and then eventually when you aren't surpassing that, then like your own standard that you set is being held against you.
Correct.
It's like, wait a minute, I'm the reason that our expectations are so high.
Yeah.
And now you're saying I'm not meeting the expectations. I set the expectations.
It's tough. Like I've talked to people, I'm sure you guys have too, that are fans of other Big Ten programs around the conference, and they hear certain Ohio State fans say, well, man, it's been this long since we won a national championship. And some people are like, I root for Illinois, dude. Like, I root for Rutgers. I would just kill to even get to a Big Ten championship game, let alone even thinking about winning a natty. So, yeah, you get spoiled being in certain fan bases.
That's actually what we talked about the other day, that I think the expanded college football playoff is going to start that conversation a little bit more, where a bunch of programs are now going to say, okay, we need to be a playoff team every year. Then there's going to be another tier that, hey, we need to be a contender every year. And that's the difference between probably the top 3 or 4 coaches in college football right now. And if you're in that contender tier and you're not getting it done, you're probably going to lose your job, just like we talked about with McDermott, Harbaugh, et cetera.
It's so hard to accomplish to be the last team standing.
Yeah.
It's so hard. I mean, think about how good Ohio State has been. They're a Mount Rushmore program for the sport. And it was a decade in between national championships.
Yeah, it's crazy.
It's crazy to say that out loud, right? But you can baked into that decade were some good runs and all of that. But then you have the what ifs of the New Year's Eve kick, right? The countdown against Georgia, where it's 3-2-1. That thing goes in. You don't, a lot of people think they win a natty that year. And so
Justin Fields against Clemson.
There you go. Right. All those situations. And so, yeah, man, I'm spoiled over here. I've seen 2 Super Bowls with my own eyes, like it's crazy. It's unbelievable.
I've seen one, but I didn't see the Bears win it.
That's tough night against the Saints.
No, against the Colts.
Colts, that's right.
It was the Devin Hester run back. Cole has feelings about that.
One of the most overrated. First of all, an overrated player. He was very good at what he did. However, what he did was not that important because if you
that season it was.
Well, if you get 30 touchdowns or whatever it was, compare that to a receiver who gets 130 and goes to the Hall of Fame. So it's like there's a 100 touchdown difference. I'm sorry, like we don't put fullbacks in the Hall of Fame. Okay, so it's just a return specialist.
But what he does. Wait, let's get into this segment. Come on, I can't even talk about this. Here. What he does is so unique. Nobody does that.
Like the Dante Halls of the world.
Like Mike Allstott's not in the Hall of Fame for being a good runner who's a fullback. It's like you're a specialist.
So let me ask you this, TLC. Do you believe kickers belong in the Hall of Fame?
I was about to say if you're Justin Tucker, hold on. I almost said Justin Tuck, who was a defensive end for the Giants. If you're Justin Tucker, yes. Will Justin Tucker now get into it? I don't know about that.
Adam Vinatieri?
You got to be, perhaps. So I would argue that kickers are more important than kick returners.
I agree with that take.
You don't score touchdowns, but you are used way more often.
And especially where
in a scoring fashion.
Especially, where kick returning is going now with the new rules. Like,
I would agree with that. I think kickers are more important, but what Devin Hester did is just awesome. Unprecedented.
Yeah, it is. It's crazy stuff there. He was a Bear. You're a Bears fan.
I am.
The Bears were on the outside looking in amongst obviously a bunch of teams around the league last year. And so we were cooking this up prior to hopping on the air. A team or two, or maybe you have more than that, DT, that you believe could get into the dance this season. Are the Bears, in your eyes, one of those teams that we'll see partying in the playoffs?
I would love for the Bears to be, but I don't think they're going to be there. The division is just too hard. And I also have a couple of concerns. Jalen Johnson is hurt to start camp. Those things could be lingering. Luther Burden hasn't played in a long time either. He was dealing with a soft tissue thing during, the rookie camp, and now he's not out there to start training camp. So I'm a little bit concerned about that. But I think the Bears are probably a year away. I'd like to see them take some steps this year with Ben Johnson at the helm, but think probably a year away in that division. I do think a lot of other teams, we could see some big-time improvement this year.
Can't wait to hear those teams. The thing I love about the Bears is what they've done offensively down in the trenches on that offensive line, building that thing out in front of Caleb Williams. Because last year, you heard how dysfunctional it was. I mean, Caleb came out on record and said nobody was teaching me how to watch tape.
Crazy.
Like, that's nuts, right? You got a rookie quarterback that you selected that high, and nobody can guide this dude and show him, hey, man, this is how you do it. And so you had a defensive-minded head coach, and you had an offensive staff that were doing that part. To me, that has completely changed in a good way with the addition of Ben Johnson. And the coordinator you guys brought in is whom? Remind me of the OC up there in
Declan
Chicago.
Wright.
And I love just all of that. More importantly, you give a quarterback confidence, whether they're a rookie or a vet, with the offensive line and protection. And I think
Declan Doyle,
they've done that. So, look, their division, arguably the best division in the sport right now. What you said at the end, I think, is probably where I should be, because I think I am a bit of a year early, but I believe in the time. More importantly, I believe in connecting a quarterback with an offensive mind, an innovative offensive mind. And we saw Ben Johnson do some really good things with multiple pieces in Detroit. And I like that as well, where a coordinator has a lot of mouths to feed and can do that and have an offense hum at a high clip. So I'm actually in on the Bears this year, and I think they're going to be better than the Packers. That doesn't mean to me that they're going to get into the playoffs, but I do think they'll be better than Green Bay.
Did you hear what Ben Johnson had in store for Caleb Williams? Ben Johnson said his goal for Caleb Williams this year is a 70% completion percentage.
It's wild.
That is sky high for a second-year quarterback on his second head coach. And just for good measure, we got 5 quarterbacks last year who did that. Now, Jared Goff, well, there you go. You wanted to guess the 5, didn't you?
I do.
I'll give you one of them. Jared Goff was one of them. And why is he relevant? Because Ben Johnson was his offensive coordinator last year.
Yes.
So if you think that Jared Goff was a system quarterback, then that system is carrying over to Caleb Williams, so maybe you're optimistic about that. But that is a high bar. If you'd like to guess the other 4, go ahead, my friend.
I only have one guess that I feel confident in, and just because he had an absurd number with numbers, Joey B has to be one of those guys, right?
He's number 4, Goff's number 2, and the other 3 are some wild cards.
I'm thinking of guys who play risk-free football.
Mm-hmm.
There's one who is a stat hero who does not get a ton of respect and is known for having a weak arm for people who watch. But the box score watchers love him.
Is Baker on that list?
He is, but that's not who I was talking about.
Yeah,
he's number 3.
a quarterback for me that kind of plays it safe. And there's nothing wrong with that. Because to me, when I watched Tom Brady, it was like death by 1,000 cuts. You had the 1 year where Randy Moss, where they were popping off and taking the top off the defense, but he was just like, let's move the chains and get to the box that way. Sneaky name for me is Geno Smith.
Geno Smith, number 5, also not who I was talking about.
So we've guessed 3 of these,
Brock
right?
Purdy on that list?
Ooh, that's
no, but it's the other one. Brock Purdy and somebody else are 2 very controversial quarterbacks who have electric stats, really good deep analytic stats too.
Is it Jalen Hurts?
No, it's Tua.
Ooh.
Tua was actually the first name that came to mind for me. And then I said, no, it can't be Tua because their year was just so rocky last season.
Yeah.
That's interesting that he completed over 70% of his balls and they stunk so bad.
The analytics always favor Tua and Brock Purdy.
And real quick, Tia, so you said the leader in completion percentage last year was who again?
Was Tua.
Okay.
Wow.
And there were 5 that hit 70, and that is the bar that Ben Johnson is putting in front of Caleb Williams.
So it can be done, but to your point, a very small percentage of quarterbacks to get it done. DT, you said you had another team that you think could crash the party this year in the playoffs. Who is that?
I have a few teams, and a lot of them go back to those head coach situations where it's make or break time, but I brought them up earlier. Like, I think the Cardinals could get in.
Okay.
Easy schedule this year. It's a big year for Kyler. Kyler, for me, is one of those quarterbacks that he's just in flux in that 10 to 20 range. Like, he could be as good as maybe the 7th or 8th quarterback in the NFL. He could be as bad as quarterback number 20. So they live and die by Kyler, but I think he and Marv got to work something out, and Marv has a big year. If that happens, I really like the Cardinals getting into maybe a wild card spot.
We talked the other day about their investment on the defensive side of the ball with Jonathan Gannon being their head coach, who was the DC for the Philadelphia Eagles when they won the Super Bowl, or went to the Super Bowl a few years ago. He wasn't obviously on the staff last year. I was on the Kyler train last year. He was my fantasy quarterback. I think you got Marv, you got Trey McBride, and you're like, okay, some of the RPO stuff they can do in the backfield could be dangerous, but I'm going to be in wait and see mode on the Cardinals, but I see where you're headed with that. TLC, do you have a team that you think could crash the playoff party this year that wasn't there last year? They can't even get in the club.
Honest to goodness.
We've got to leave a couple teams out of this, though, right?
I don't love anybody really outside of the NFC North, so I'd really be throwing darts. If I wanted to get really crazy, like really, really crazy, more so like heart over head type crazy,
Your Steelers.
Carolina.
I have them on my list, too.
Okay.
I'm pulling so hard for Bryce Young, and I have a bias against short quarterbacks.
Listen.
However, he was such a good college quarterback. I want him to be so successful in the NFL.
And he figured things out when he came back. Not a lot of people paid attention last year to the back end.
Small sample size, but I hope you're right.
It looked pretty good. But we got to wait and see that. Last team for me, or first team for me, I guess, in this. I'm going with New England.
Really?
Yeah.
They've become a popular pick. People love Mike Vrabel.
I'm in, DT. He's building this thing out like he did in Tennessee. I see the vision. Now, a lot of this is going to be dependent on Stephon Diggs and how good he can be, because I think Vrabes wants him to be as A.J. Brown in that offense. Travion Henderson, I think, is going to ball right away. I do. And then on defense, they may have the best cornerback duo in the sport with Carlton Davis and Christian Gonzalez. And down in the trenches, you sign some big-time players as well, and you get Christian Barmore back. And so I'm on the early Patriots train, just as far as them being sneaky good this year, maybe messing around and getting a wild card spot. But I'm choosing a team within the best conference in the league where there's loaded teams around them. But that's the experiment. As a team that wasn't there last year, can they get in? I'll go with the Pats.
Do we have time for me to bring up one team that nobody talked about?
Can we do it? Let's do it in our next segment.
All right.
We'll do that and tell
the truth on it.
Yeah, we'll tell the truth on that here in a few minutes, right here on The Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
Say goodbye to car care headaches with Carvenience from Hinderer Motor Company. This is Justin Hinderer. For only $49, we'll pick up your vehicle, leave you with a rental, and return it fully serviced and spotless. No more juggling your schedule or wasting hours at the shop. Carvenience lets you focus on what matters, while we take care of all the rest, making life easier. Schedule your service today at HindererMotorCompany.com.
Friday, July 25th is Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair. Visit the Department of Mental Health and Addiction Services, the Department of Insurance, and other state agency booths Come learn about mental health resources available to you and to your family. Join us on Friday, July 25th for Recovery Ohio's Mental Health Day at the Ohio State Fair.
Hey, what's up? It's T-Bone. Guys, listen up. How many of you out there have been diagnosed with sleep apnea? Maybe your partner can't tolerate you snoring every night. You can't stand your CPAP machine. I totally get it. But the good news is there are alternatives to the CPAP machine. And Dr. Mark Levy is here to change your sleep and your life. Trust me, your significant other will thank you later. Dr. Mark Levy can customize an oral appliance that opens your airways, helps you breathe better, and of course, it stops your snoring. That's the point. It's quick, it's comfortable, and it's an alternative to those bulky, loud CPAP machines you always hear about. For over 15 years, Dr. Mark Levy has led the way when it comes to treating snoring and sleep apnea. And he's helped countless patients breathe easier, sleep better, and live healthier, more energized lives. If you're snoring and not sleeping, you need to call Dr. Mark Levy's office today. Schedule your appointment now with Dr. Mark Levy at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. That's 1-800-MORE-SLEEP. You can also visit him online at sleepbettercolumbus.com. Once again, that's sleepbettercolumbus.com.
Thinking about buying your first home? Now, with Third Federal, you can buy your first home and pay no PMI. Hi, I'm Mark Stefanski, Chairman and CEO of Third Federal. Private mortgage insurance, or PMI, can cost thousands of dollars over the life of your loan. And you may not realize PMI doesn't protect you. It only protects the lender in case of default. But at Third Federal, you can buy a home with just 5% down and no PMI. Plus, first-time home buyers get $750 off a closing cost. So if you're thinking about buying your first home, go for it and visit thirdfederal.com.
Even before you find a home, lock in 6.44%, APR 6.47% on a 30-year fixed-rate purchase mortgage. Visit thirdfederal.com or call 1-800-THIRD-FED today. APR reflects 15% down for $350,000 loan amount. Rate requires automatic payment program and is subject to change. Restrictions apply. See conditions for closing cost coupon at thirdfederal.com/FTHB. Equal housing lender.
Bishop and Friends.
The Playboy party school list. Boulder was always up there. You know, it was up there with Madison and with Athens, I should say.
You reading the articles.
Well, that's what you're there for, right?
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Seller.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
Imagine what it would feel like getting tackled head-on by a 240-pound linebacker. You'd be in serious pain, right? But if you're unbuckled in a car crash, at just 50 miles an hour, you become a deadly projectile that can slam into other passengers with 8 times that amount of force. Don't let someone else take the hit. Buckle up and visit buckleup.ohio.gov to learn more. Brought to you by ODOT and ODPS.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. Are your leaky windows costing you money? Yes, they are. Right now, when you call my guys at Universal Windows Direct, you get payments as low as $99 a month or 12 months with no payments and no interest. Seriously, upgrade your home now and relax until next year. Call now and get a free in-home window and energy assessment. Choose the payment plan that's right for you. 614-502-5220 or go to universalwindowsdirect.com. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Get 50% off all window styles, plus no interest until 2030. Visit windownation.com now.
All right, TLC, before you take over and tell the truth, our guy Dylan Tyre in the house today for AR. You had one more team that you believe could find themselves in the postseason that was not there last year. Who was that squad, DT?
Nobody brought up the 49ers. Are they off the, like, are they not allowed to be talked about?
They lost a lot.
I don't think they're going to be in personally, but how could you leave out the 49ers? Like, they're a sexy pick this year.
And by the way, real quick, I like the Niners more than you guys, and there's probably some people yelling at us talking about the Bengals. I didn't bring this up. TLC and
we're not talking.
We know what the Bengals are, so we should have said that off the top. That's my bad.
I did ban the Bengals from being a part of that conversation.
Yeah.
I think I forgot to mention that on the air, but I said it off the air. I said, hey, Bengals are too easy of a pick.
That's on me. I should have brought that up. But going back to the Niners.
I was just surprised nobody brought them up.
Mm-hmm. Here's the thing. I see the vision on offense. On defense, though, is where they did lose a lot as well. The CMC issue that you brought up with his injury stuff is no doubt real. They got lucky because I believe it was year 1 when he got to San Francisco. He played, I think, in almost every game. body of work, though, throughout his career is he's going to miss time. Like, he's going to miss time. The thing that brings me confidence, though, in saying that, DT, is that system has shown us that running backs can cook in there.
Oh, yeah.
That they can. Like the Jordan Masons of the world and some of these other guys that we've seen, replacing a guy like Hufanga on defense and Greenlaw on defense, like that's real. That's real. So I like them a little bit more than you guys, and so I do think they should be a candidate to do what we're talking about.
Yeah, I just wanted to bring them up because I'd be remiss.
They got playoff DNA.
Yeah.
And Super Bowl appearance DNA in that building. So TLC, it's your time to take over, my guy.
I don't know what kind of truth there is to tell on this matter, but it's really creating a lot of social media buzz. There was an incident in Tallahassee, Florida. And if you know, you know. But there is footage out there at the Tallahassee Chuck E. Cheese of the mascot being escorted out of the building by police in costume with his hands behind his back in cuffs.
What is happening?
So apparently, this fella, whoever the mascot is, was charged with 3 felonies. Now, he's already been released on bail.
Okay.
So maybe he's back at work. Okay, maybe he threw the head back on. There is actually a video of him in the parking lot with the police removing the head off of him. So that's the interesting thing here, too, is they waited until they cuffed him to make sure that they got the right guy. Like, could you imagine?
Right, that's a good
Could
point.
you imagine if they're in the parking lot and they take off the Chuck E. Cheese head and it's like, oh, we thought you were somebody else. Here, let me get
Scooby-Doo
that
type
for
thing?
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Right.
But apparently the Chuck E. Cheese mascot in Tallahassee is arrested on 3 felonies. So theft of a credit card, criminal use of personal ID, and fraudulent use of credit card over 2 times within 6 months. So he stole someone's credit card and was using their money to get him stuff for free, is essentially what happened.
Okay.
Also, he may have taken someone's ID as well. But
not a good guy.
Yeah, no.
Not a good guy.
But he's out on bail, so who knows whose money he used to do that.
Right.
But if you want to, there are videos all over the internet of some poor dude in a Chuck E. Cheese costume in cuffs having his head removed by the police in the parking lot.
That's insane. Here's what I'll say.
This is not Mad Libs.
Here's what I'll say about Chuck E. Cheese. I used to be terrified going into that place just because of who he's talking about.
The animatronics.
Horrifying to me. I will say this, the pizza was incredible. So that was the sell for me as a kid, was going there to that. But I couldn't do it. I had nightmares about him, DT. Nightmares about stuff.
It sounds like this Tallahassee Chuck E. Cheese is like Magic City Light. It's like Magic City Junior. They got the good pizza. They got the
lemon
guys.
pepper wings in there?
They got the guys getting arrested. Magic City Kids Edition.
Oh man, that's great.
And we had a pretty fun fan poll today.
Yeah.
Excluding Sharon Moore, which Big Ten head football coach do you dislike the most? The options are Kurt Cignetti, James Franklin, Dan Lanning, or other. And I actually had a pretty fun time going through this earlier this morning because I didn't particularly dislike them that much. I like Cignetti, actually, because I like his accent because my family's from that part.
And he provides great content.
And he's winning now. When they go 6-6 and he's acting like this, that ain't cute anymore.
That's fair. DT, I'll let you go first on this. You feel any type of way about those 3 guys or maybe somebody else?
I'm off Cignetti.
Okay.
I'm off that.
You're cool.
I thought, I kind of was into it at the start, and there's just something about it. I'm off that. I'm over it. After the Notre Dame loss, I'm over it.
If we asked DeVere this question, TLC, he would be all in on Dan Lanning. Like, DeVere, he's not a Dan Lanning guy at all. Let me see something. Do I feel any type of way about anybody else around the conference?
I was looking, and I went through, and I don't even particularly dislike Sharon Moore. Granted, I'm a Notre Dame fan, not a Buckeye fan, so Buckeye fans just immediately do.
I'll say this about Sharon Moore. I thought the whole crying act at Penn State a year ago.
That was lame.
Come on.
I was about to bring that up.
Like, that for me was like, really, man?
Yeah.
That was lame, but I don't think it was fake.
I don't think it was fake.
If I thought it was fake, I would hate him.
These coaches are crazy, man. You got to remember that. They care a lot. But I'm with you. Like, the crying is a bit much.
I really like, how about this?
Yeah.
PJ Fleck.
Ooh, he's annoying. He's annoying.
That's the perfect word to use, DT.
Yeah. He isn't. People were really into the row the boat thing
Now
at
it's
the
like,
start.
eh.
Now it's like,
Okay.
Yeah, we're done with
probably
that.
my pick then. Yeah. You led me right where I wanted to go, I guess. Yeah, give me PJ Fleck.
If you think Lincoln Riley's a fraud, is he an option?
No.
He doesn't do anything to bother me.
Yeah, he's just chill.
He's out there in L.A.
Well,
just chilling.
He kind of last year was doing the whole, and by the way, he's not incorrect in saying this, but when your team was like 6-6 or 7-5, whatever their record was, you don't want to hear it. He was kind of doing the whole, we're like 4 plays away from being undefeated this year.
Can't do that. Yeah, I don't like that. You lost. You lost those games.
He was doing a lot of, hey, we lost really close, and if you think about it, we're almost undefeated.
I know. You talk about pressure on a coach in the conference this year. For me, it's him. Like we got to go. They got to go because when they hired him, it was like they should be in the playoff.
Lincoln Riley's got 0 playoff wins on his resume.
There you go. A guy that doesn't is DT. Dylan, we appreciate you coming in, man.
Yeah,
appreciate
thanks, guys. It was awesome. Had a great time with you guys.
Yeah.
Maybe we can do it again sometime.
No doubt. Looking forward to that. TLC, great job on the board as always. Folks, coming up next is Common Man and Timmy, so do not move. We love you. We'll talk to you tomorrow at high noon. Stay safe. Stay cool. We're Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
If the sound of another man slammed against plexiglass turns you on, you've come to the right place. Proud to be your home for Jackets hockey. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
And we're back talking all things connectivity with Spectrum customers Kev and Melissa. So tell us, how long have you been with Spectrum and how important is a reliable internet connection?
We've been Spectrum customers since we moved 12 years ago. The first thing we did is sign up for Spectrum Internet.
You get a lease, you get Wi-Fi.
Yes,
immediately.
We need that. We had Spectrum Wi-Fi before our couch got here.
That's true. That's a true story.
I'll sleep on the floor, but I won't go to bed with no internet.
You heard it here. Switch to Spectrum now.
Hey, Ohio, Prime Sports has arrived, the only book where you can lay 108 instead of 110 on all your favorite teams. Football, baseball, basketball, and hockey. Why would you risk more to win the same amount at another sports book? Download the Prime Sports Ohio app or visit our website, primesportsbook.com. Get a welcome bonus to match your initial deposit up to $400 in bonus bets. And be a member of the Prime Sports family.
Terms and conditions apply. Visit website for details. Must be 21 and present in Ohio. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Skyline is introducing a new chicken chili. Come get that world-famous Skyline flavor you love with a new protein option. Try the new Skyline chicken chili on Waze, Coney's, and all your Skyline favorites. At Columbus Skyline locations only while supplies last.
Did you know dropping your first 25 pounds with Awaken 180 adds 6 to 8 yards to every shot? Even better scores every 5 pounds after that. Look it up. Freedom from excess fat is measurable. Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Hi, I'm Dr. John Runyon from Runyon Dental Group. Are you missing teeth or do you have uncomfortable dentures? Dental implants can not only transform your smile, they can restore your confidence and allow you to eat those foods you love that you've been missing. When I was in my early 30s, I was in a similar situation needing complex dental work and dental implants. I understand all the emotions that you're feeling because I've been the patient and I know that we can help you. Schedule a free consultation today at runyondentalgroup.com. That's runyondentalgroup.com.
Football in July, outstanding, and it's kicking off at the Pro Football Hall of Fame July 31st in Football Heaven in Canton, Ohio. And you can still grab tickets for the Hall of Fame game between the Lions and the Chargers. And then on August 2nd, 4 of the greatest of all time get immortalized in bronze at the Class of 25 enshrinement. And cap off the weekend Sunday with a concert for legends featuring Nickelback with special guest Mitchell Tenpenny. It's a gold jacket weekend. Visit ProFootballHof.com to learn more and get your tickets.
Our customers are wonderful to work with. They're intelligent, they've done their research, they like what they see, and that, I think, is the biggest reason why they come to us, because they know that they're going to get an excellent window, excellent installation, and excellent service. We're good at what we do.
Visit Rizzotti Windows and get 35% off all windows and doors by July 31st.
Final days. Diamonds Direct Summer Showcase ends this Sunday, but there's still time to make it unforgettable. Get an extra 20% off almost everything. Engagement rings, wedding bands, earrings, gold jewelry, tennis bracelets, and stunning fashion jewelry. Plus, this weekend only, top designers from New York and LA are live in store with exclusive collections you can't find anywhere else. The sparkle, the savings, the moment. Don't miss it. Only through Sunday, only at Diamonds Direct. Appointments are filling fast. Get details at diamondsdirect.com.
Hey, it's Anthony. I actually enjoy the off-season. Gives me a chance to be really active, travel, be on the move. But when my back started giving me pain, I wasn't going to just deal with it this time. I went to the Good Feet store. Their personally fit arch supports got my feet into their ideal alignment, and I could already feel the difference in my back immediately. And they educated me. I had no clue. We actually have several arches under our feet, and those cushy over-the-counter insoles were not going to do the trick. So many people suffering with pain can benefit from their system. People with pain in their feet, ankles, lower legs, knees, hips, and more. I've been wearing my personally fit arch supports for a while now, and they've given me the motivation and confidence to be as active as I want to be. The Good Feet store thrives on being solution-oriented. Go in. The fitting is free. They want you to try them in the store and feel them for yourself. So get back to living the life you love with the Good Feet store. They're on Stringtown Road in Grove City and on Polaris Parkway. Or check them out at goodfeet.com.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to My Computer Career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student